They would do this thing at my pool where they would have like how to learn how to kayak.
Like in the pool?
Yeah, they would let people, they would put 6 kayaks in the pool and just let people kayak around it. And I don't know how this happened, but after the kayakers left, there was a shit in the pool. Now, they're in kayaks. How did it get in the pool? Kids are fucking weird, man.
Kids are weird. Hello and welcome to another episode of Trash Taste. I am your host for today, Garnt, Grant, whatever the fuck you want to call me. And with me, as usual, is the Boiis. The Boiis.
You know, it's really selfish of you to have that name because it's really inconvenient for me when I'm texting about you.
Really?
It
keeps autocorrecting.
It wants to keep correcting it. You know how inconvenient that is to me, Garnt?
Do you know how inconvenient it is when it autocorrects my own name when I'm referring to myself?
It's even more inconvenient because when you look up Garnt on like Wikipedia, it goes to my fucking Wikipedia.
Fuck? Like fucking tinfoil hat. Like
when you look up,
right?
I think it's like I saw it on the subreddit. It's like when you look up Giguk, it's like the anime man.
What is Giguk's real name? Joey Bazinga. Bazinga, sorry.
Bazinga.
I fucking said it.
You've known each other for how long?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So, how are you doing, boys? It's been a while. You guys don't know this, but it's been like a 3-week break since we last recorded. Through the magic of scheduling, you wouldn't have had a break at all. But it's been 3 weeks since we last kind of had a recording.
I mean,
we had a 3-week break, right? Because you went on Journey Across Japan.
I went on Journey Across Japan.
Abroad
in a man.
Abroad in a man.
I also hung out with Chris before that in Kyoto. So it was like kind of like an awkward timing where it was like 3 weeks where we couldn't record.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's been a nice refresh, I'd say.
Yeah.
Came back.
Sick of fucking seeing you guys.
Yeah, God. Like, every week, Jesus, man.
No, I mean, it's because I think normally, especially when we did 3 episodes in 1 week, because that's what we did to allow us to do it.
Yeah.
On the last episode, I was like, fuck, like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. There's only so much I can chat shit, if we're chatting shit every day for like 3 times a week or whatever.
And it's not like we're all going out and doing like interesting things every day, right? It's like 5 days out of the week we're just in our room like just working on videos.
Yeah, like that's I mean, we talked about this earlier, but like how do like streamers who stream every day and just like what do they talk about? Because sometimes when we have more than 1 recording a week, sometimes I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to talk about sometimes, I don't, like, what's going on with you guys?
I was like, the barrel is very shallow. It's like, the bottom is just there.
What's going on with you? Playing games? You're playing Apex? Just like last week?
I mean, what am I supposed to do if like the police don't stop me once a week, right? Like what am I supposed to talk about? Like,
I need to commit a crime to like make a story.
I'm not running out of stories, man. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, it's like if you're a streamer, you just got to be talking about the other streams that happen.
Yeah. Just got to like watch YouTube videos.
Someone had this really funny name last stream called Pee Pee Poo Poo. That was a really fun moment.
Let me drag that up for 15 minutes. I mean, it's like I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about Journey Across Japan because I think at this point
it's free promo, Chris.
Yeah,
Fuck off.
It's probably not even out yet, but I think the trailer will be out by then. So if you want to check that out, I guess.
I mean, here's a teaser. Joey won't say everything that happened, I'm sure.
Just
but
don't watch the videos.
Just go watch the videos, whatever. But,
I mean, I literally came back yesterday.
Yeah.
As of us recording this, so yeah.
How was it? Was it?
Oh, it's fucking insane. Like,
go on, hype it up. Hype it up.
I'll hype it up
for Chris.
I'll hype it up. All right, I'll hype it up for Chris. Journey Across Japan 2. I should probably explain what Journey Across Japan even is. So if you don't know, Journey Across Japan is a series that Chris Broad, who's been on this show a couple of times.
Let me guess. You go across Japan.
We go across Japan.
I was about to say, it kind of speaks for itself.
It's a show we do together on Chris's channel where we go across Japan, do like challenges and like go visit cool places in Japan. Mm-hmm. And Journey Across Japan 3 is like the third one we just finished where we went through Kyushu, which is like the most southern island in Japan.
Right.
Awesome because I'd never been to Kyushu like at all. And just this past week, I went through all the prefectures of Kyushu in one go. So it was fucking great.
Speedrunning tourism.
Yeah, we were speedrunning Kyushu, literally.
I like how Chris took you around like all the amazing places and he took me to like the shittest place.
Did he?
Yeah. Well, didn't you go to like a gin factory or something?
No, so we did go to a gin place.
Yeah.
Was that like the highlight?
That was the highlight,
of the trip?
Just got to drink really nice gin that was like free, which is like
that's cool.
Yeah, and then you could just be like, make me this cocktail. And they made it, which is great. Which is like just a power trip that I needed in my life. But
I mean, you've already been to Kyoto, right?
Yeah, I've been once before.
Yeah.
But he found this Welsh town, like Welsh British town, in like an hour.
In Kyoto?
In like an hour in the mountains in Kyoto drive.
Wow.
And it was pretty shit. But it was good. But it was just kind of like really underwhelming.
Was it just like home or?
Weirdly,
did you feel like culturally appropriated in it?
I don't know. Is this how people like feel when they see white people wearing kimonos? I'm like, this is kind of cool, but like, what's going on? Like, why?
I just wanted you to be like, oh god, this is so shit. Just reminds me of home.
I mean, yeah, basically. Yeah. No, I feel bad dogging on it. It was just kind of like, it was really bizarre and like underwhelming. I don't know. Yeah. But also the fish and chips is $22, which is criminal.
I mean, I'm sure like, I don't know how it feels like for say like, you know, someone who lived in China going to like Chinatown or something like that.
Well, I mean, that's kind of different though, isn't it? It's always like markets and restaurants, right?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, that's true.
I feel like Chinatown's never like, this is actually China.
Okay, well, describe to me this Welsh town then. Okay.
So there was...
Yeah, what about it made it Welsh?
Yeah.
All the buildings looked like they were just pulled out of like a small town in Wales. It was really weird. It's really, and it was just really old style, like the places where you'd find in like really West Wales. And it was just really strange. Because it's like, I didn't particularly like it.
Was like everything written in Welsh or?
No, well, one of the pubs was called Pont Oak, and Pont means bridge in Welsh. So.
Oh,
okay.
At least they were accurate about it, right?
That was pretty cool. I
thought fucking sheep around the corner.
No, I was there.
It's a deal. Bring your own sheep.
It was okay. I'm just British, so I'm really sarcastic about everything. And it was just like, I feel like this is the one time where I can be like, time to actually become sarcastic about something, and no one can correct me because I'm fucking British.
This is my culture now. Yeah. Welcome to my culture.
I mean, it probably wasn't as offensive as the first time I went to a fucking Outback Steakhouse, right? And I was just like,
well,
is this what Australia is to everyone?
Yeah.
Fucking boomerangs on the wall everywhere? Yeah, just like an Australian home.
I don't really know. I mean, I'm pretty... I kind of bash on every culture, but I'm by far I by far bash on my own culture more than any.
Well, that's good because if it was anything else, if it was anything else, you'd be really bad state right now.
Yeah. Americans be like, "Oh, really?"
I'm pretty harsh.
Fucking vein popping up.
I'm pretty harsh on Americans, but I feel like I'm more harsh on.
I mean, I feel like that's just part of British culture, right?
Yeah,
because you rag on everyone equally, but you especially rag on your own culture.
Oh yeah, of course.
But like for some reason, when someone else rags on your culture, you're like, no, only I get to complain about my culture. Thank you very much.
It's the one time everyone does patriotic.
I feel like being British, you can't really complain anymore. Like everyone fucking mocks British now, so you kind of just get used to it. I'm just like, yes, honey. Oh, you made another British meme? Bottle of water? All right.
Yeah,
yes,
I mean, like, I feel like self-deprecation is just part of British culture and British mentality.
It's such an amazing fall, though, right? Like, especially on YouTube, because, like, remember, like,
amazing fall, the rise and fall of British culture.
No, because remember in like 2015, everyone was fucking obsessed with British culture, and now everyone's like, oh, in it is the English form of desu.
I think it's just because the internet has just realized what British people actually sound like.
I always wondered that when I was like growing up. I'm like, no one sounds like this around me.
Everyone in the UK doesn't sound like Harry Styles. What?
and I'm just like, what? Because I remember growing up, I was like, when is the world going to realize that people don't sound like they do in Harry Potter or every other like British film or like Doctor Who or whatever, right?
I'm just waiting for the day that everyone realizes that not everyone in Australia looks like Chris Hemsworth.
Debatable. I mean, I know like two people and they look, you're one of them. You look close enough.
To Chris Hemsworth?
you get ripped, you'll look like Chris Hemsworth.
No, if I get ripped, I'll look like Jason Momoa.
What are you waiting for, Joe? Wait, so tell me what else you get up to then in Fukuoka that you can tease for us.
Okay, I can tease. Well, I mean, Journey Across Japan, so there's always a theme, right? So like the first Journey Across Japan was
cycling.
It was Chris cycling, and I was just on one part of it. But then the second Journey Across Japan, I was there fully for it, and it was called Escape to Fuji. So the theme of it was we went around Mount Fuji and like all the cool places we can go to Mount Fuji because Chris had never seen a nice view of Mount Fuji in his life. So he's never taken one of those like touristy photos.
Right.
And he kept like, apparently his audience kept sending him like pictures of like amazing views. Like, hey, look, Chris, I was here for 2 days and I got an amazing view of Mount Fuji. Fuck you. So
you can check it out now, by the way.
Yeah, you can check it out now. It's all there. So the third Journey Across Japan is called the Lost Islands because the Kyushu area has all these like
it's kind of like Jurassic Park here, man.
Yeah, right. Even the like the fucking like promotional artwork looks like a fucking like shitty movie poster of like it's like a B grade. I say shitty, it looks amazing, but like so the Kyushu area is like it's almost like an archipelago of just these like insane amount of
Wait,
like
what was that?
tiny
What was that word? Sorry.
archipelago.
What the fuck? You whip? Someone needs to whip out a dictionary. What
An
is that?
archipelago
It's
is
like a group of islands.
It's like a group of islands.
I've never heard of this. I'm not even going to pretend to be smart. I did not know that word, man.
An archipelago is basically like a group of lots.
When
of,
did you
like,
learn
small
that word, Joe? Did you learn it before the trip?
No, I learned it.
That is not a common word.
I learned it in school.
It's in like films.
do you
It's like in films.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that word? You guys knew that word?
Yeah.
Did you know that word, Meilyne?
An archipelago.
Meilyne didn't know that word. All right.
Really? You're looking for Meilyne to be on your side
fuck,
here?
all right. Well, I mean,
So,
it's something.
So like the Philippines, for example, is an archipelago because it's just a bunch
Stop
of
flexing.
tiny,
Yeah. Stop
tiny,
saying
tiny
it to me.
islands. Right? So basically, so
It's like
in layman's
fucking cultural cross-pollination all over again, man.
in layman's terms, there's lots of tiny, tiny islands along the coast of Kyushu.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh, that's perfect. We'll call it the Lost Islands because we'll try and go to as many of these like small islands. And I think we ended up going to like 3 or 4 of them. I mean, obviously we couldn't go to all of them because there's literally thousands of them out there. But some of these islands were fucking insane looking, like completely
you showed me some
otherworldly.
pictures.
Yeah, I showed pictures.
It's going to be
but,
fun when you guys get to watch it.
yeah, but yeah, it's just incredible. Like we literally did speed run Kyushu.
Yeah.
I think because like that week felt like a month.
Yeah.
It was fucking insane.
I mean, it sounds like you did a fuck ton from how you were describing it to me.
Honestly, the challenges that we like usually pair with on Journey Across Japan, this time around was like kind of a back burner just because there's so much shit we were doing that we were like, oh yeah, I forgot we had to do like a challenge for this video. Fuck. Yeah. But yeah, hopefully the trailer will be out by the time this episode goes out.
Yeah,
If Chris isn't lazy.
Yeah, if not, sorry, Chris. I probably just sent a bunch of "Where's the trailer" people over to your channel. But
You had it coming.
he had it coming.
What I want to know is that how many more places can he do Journey Across Japan? Like, how many more themes can he do? Because, like, one thing I will say about Japan is that one of the things that impresses me the most is just how fucking varied Japan is in terms of like how many places there are to travel and to explore.
Right.
And I'm just like, because I'm used to the UK, right? And I feel like if you've explored a decent amount of the UK, then you've kind of, to me at least, you've kind of seen it all.
One town.
Yeah. If you go to one town, you go to one city, and it's kind of all the same. I mean, London, to me, London kind of exists in its own bubble. London's like unique, but like anywhere outside of London, I mean, fucking
shit. Same in it.
I mean, Australia's the same thing, right? Like, I think geographically, it's just as large as like the US, maybe close to it.
Yeah.
We have
It's just sand, so.
It's like 80% of it is a fucking desert. So it's like that's why like I've barely gone exploring in Australia because I'm just like I just don't know what there is out there. But then again, if Chris hadn't like gone and done like extensive research on places in Kyushu, I probably would have had no fucking idea.
I don't know how Chris finds these fucking places.
No, I don't know
He
either.
comes to me with this town in the mountains of Kyoto.
Yeah, right?
Well, how do you find this?
He
stuff?
literally just like spends months just researching like interesting places. I remember like on Journey Across Japan 2, there was this like in the middle of the mountains in Gifu Prefecture or Toyama, I think it was Toyama Prefecture, which usually people don't go to for tourism.
Yeah.
He found this like in the middle of the fucking mountains, there was this like field of like 1,000 statues of people that had just been built. And you know how he found it? He literally went onto like Google Satellite and just like scanned through the mountains.
Oh my god!
What the?
He's crazy.
Until he stopped and was like, "What is this? What is this gray blob?" And like enhanced, and then saw that there were these statues in it. Because like if you look it up, like before that video went up, there is no articles about it. Like not even Japanese media talks about it.
Dude, this is like some next level. This is like some NASA shit, man.
Yeah, I was like, I want your like dedication to research.
People do strange things with their land in Japan. Like in the UK, you just kind of have a field and maybe put a fence in it. Kind of like, let's call it a day. But in Japan,
there's only so much things you can do.
in Japan, they seem to go crazy with it. They're like, what if we just made a field that's just trampoline outside? And they're like, all right, do it.
If you look it up, it's probably somewhere out there that has it, right?
I mean, that's what's so,
Trampoline world.
I mean, that's what's so awesome about Japan is that you can just be driving in the middle of nowhere and then like you just see this weird, fucking place that you don't know what madman came up with this idea. Just put like a fucking like a field of statues or something like that, right? Like
and it's like it's not even like built for tourism either because like it's not even known for it. Right? It's like if you're lucky enough to find it, then there you go, there it is, enjoy it.
I'm hoping the next journey across Japan is just like 5-star hotels, and Chris is like, "Come on, Connor, let's go. Just go review 5-star hotels. That'd be good. I'm down for that."
Journey across Michelin restaurants in Japan.
Not only is it a tax deductible, it's also fantastic. It's fun. I want to do this.
Yeah, but please look forward to that whenever that. I think he said it's coming out end of May, maybe. So hopefully soon.
So like, how many more places in Japan do you want to visit personally?
So I have this app actually on my phone where you can keep track of, or it's what I use to keep track of all the prefectures I've been to.
Google.
It's called Google
Yeah,
Maps.
it's called
Well,
Google
that's
Maps.
that as
It
well.
stalks you. It knows exactly where you are.
Okay, yeah. So like, have we told the story about the cycling yet?
Yeah, okay. I mean, so I know because I like this, that Google tells me exactly where I was for how long.
Yeah.
I like looking back where I was, and like, because when people ask me, oh, where were you this day? I'm like, oh, let me check. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
so-
oh, I know.
When
I've
the
been-
police ask me, where were you?
when the Japanese police officer is asking for my alibi, I've got one ready. But like, it tells you exactly where you were for how long.
Yeah.
And when we did the cycling special, we all had our phone tracking on. That wasn't shown in the video, but we actually saw where we all were.
Yeah.
Throughout the video.
Yeah.
And when the video was done, I asked them. I was like, hey guys, can you export your map data so that we can send it to our editor so that he can know where we were.
So that's how you see all the cool map graphics that Meilyne made.
It's not 100% accurate, but it's pretty close.
It's pretty close.
It's pretty
yeah.
close.
So where we are generally on that map is actually where we
so
were.
we turned on location services, which I didn't know that you could track each other in
like
real
real
time.
time,
So
yeah.
so it wasn't a part of like the big. We didn't make it a big part of the special, but we could actually see where we were as we were cycling down.
Yeah,
so
'cause our
we could.
phone
I
was-
could see like that Joey was fucking kicking my ass. And Connor turned off his location sharing when he was taking the ferry, so he just popped out of existence, then popped in existence again.
I literally thought he was like lost out to sea.
Yeah, I just said I was
I
broken.
was like, he's dead. He's dead. He's just straight up dead.
Yeah.
I said there was no signal. And
Exactly.
then, when I asked these guys to share it, they were like, wait. Garnt was like, wait, what? Like, they keep all this information on you?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's awesome, right?
It's terrifying.
Yeah, so I didn't realize that by turning on location services, I could go through my entire history day by day. And if you've turned on location services, you can probably do that right now. If you go to Google Maps and you can go through the history of your like location services, and it will tell you the exact location you've been hour by hour every single day for like the past 10 years of your life.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's scary.
That's terrifying. to
Google
me.
is literally stalking you at all times.
You know what's sad is like when I used to live in London, because I barely ever left my house, it would be like,
Yeah.
what do I do this day? And it's like a dot on the map of me not leaving my house. I'd be like, oh, what do I do this day? Oh, okay, maybe the next day. Okay, well, maybe the next. Oh, okay. 4 days in a row I didn't leave the house. All right, cool. And then it would just be America.
yeah. Like I didn't know this is like some fucking FBI shit, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I like it. I don't know. Like, because sometimes I go to a place and I'm like, oh, fuck, where was that? And I can just go on Google and find out where I was.
I mean, it's cool, like, to look back on, right?
Yeah,
if,
no,
if
it
you're
is
the
cool.
only one looking at it.
Yeah,
I
no.
mean, who else is looking?
I mean, it's like two sides, right? Because it's cool to know that you could go through your entire life history, but it's also kind of like, I guess, scary or not scary, but like disturbing that your entire life is like can be compressed down into a file and just like analyzed,
That's
right?
pretty cool.
And exported, right?
and exported. I don't know. That's just like this is the future that Black Mirror like warned us about,
That is some joy.
I for one, welcome our Black Mirror overlords. I welcome technology. I don't know. I don't know. I like it. It's fun. It's interactive.
Interactive.
What do you mean interactive?
It's not stalking, it's interactive.
No, I can see the cool side of it. It's just a bit like.
Wait, why did this come up again?
Because you're asking how many prefectures.
Oh yeah,
I've been to.
so
right.
so is there
anyway,
any place that you?
So
would
I have
like to
I have
visit?
an app that shows me all the prefectures I've been to, and I can kind of give points as well. It's being like, so it's like I visited there, I walked there, I stayed there overnight, I lived there, etc. And it like adds on the points.
I lived it. I did it. I
did it. So I know exactly now like which prefectures I haven't been to yet. And I think, I mean, I can bring it up, but I think maybe I've done, I want to say like 3/5, maybe 3/4 of all the prefectures. But yeah, these are the ones I've done.
Red ones you've been to.
Holy shit!
So the red ones I've stayed overnight.
Joe,
I'll
where
send
is
this
this
image
map?
to you, Meilyne, but the red ones I've stayed overnight. The green ones I've like just stopped over. The yellow ones I've passed through. The blue ones I've like walked around, and the white ones I haven't visited yet. So
Okay.
there's a decent amount that I still haven't gone to. But this is good, right? Because now I can use that app basically to be like, all right, well, I want to like take a weekend off somewhere.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah.
like I can plan my next vacation to be like, well, I've never been to this prefecture.
Yeah.
So let's go check that out.
Yeah.
I wish I wasn't so fucking stupid, man.
What do you mean?
I just don't like when I like don't really care where I am unless there's like, I don't know, something fun to do there. I'm like,
Oh
what's
yeah,
going
of
on?
course, yeah.
Like, people
I wouldn't go to a fucking
Yeah.
prefecture if I didn't have anything to do there.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, I'm not the type of guy who just like, okay, I haven't been to this map yet. I haven't been to this part of the map. I need to know that there's something cool to do there.
See, this is my JRPG like 100% completionist side coming out because I'm like, I gotta finish all 47 prefectures to complete it.
For me, like it's like a catch-22 because I want to go to new places. I want to find new cool places.
Yeah.
But I also don't have the energy that Chris does to just like fucking scout out places that look cool.
I hate-
Not only
yeah.
scour, but like schedule it day by day, right? Meticulously.
It's why I like going with someone who plans stuff. I'm like, you plan it. I'll come along. I'll crack a few jokes.
Well, that's why I love journey across Japan, right? It's like it's a fucking vacation for me, right? It's like cool. I have to be on camera and talk for a few hours a day. It's like, cool.
That is definitely the benefit of hanging out with Chris. It's like he just takes care of everything. He's like, I know where we going. I know a place. Let's do it.
He's the definition of I know a place.
we were in. The one time I did that for Chris. I was like, let me take you to a place, right? We were in Kyoto, right? And I was like, no, I know a great coffee place. Literally outside where we were staying, there's a blue bottle coffee. Right. It's like the least Kyoto thing ever. Literally like an American chain. I'm like, no, it's good. It's good.
It's good.
And to be fair, it's pretty fucking good.
It is the best coffee.
I know a place. It's called
Japanese
it's
coffee.
It's called Starbucks.
Yeah.
Starbucks. They do pretty good coffee there.
Do we have a clip name? Japan's coffee is bottom tier because
probably not.
Well, we do now.
Yeah, we do
Japan's
now.
coffee.
Have we talked about Japan's coffee yet?
It's fucking awful.
It's awful. It is.
Japan truly is a tea society.
I did.
We live in a tea society.
We live in a tea society.
It's awful, man. It's like dirt.
Yeah, I didn't know that I cared about coffee until I moved to Japan and I realized that the coffee here was shit. Because I thought living in England, I'm just like whatever. I thought like my coffee tolerance was I'll fucking take instant coffee if I need to. But like when I moved to Japan, I've realized what shit coffee tastes like.
But then I got a job, and now I know. No, because remember the fucking like just the brainwashing that happens the first time you come to Japan. You're like, I can buy a hot coffee at a vending machine. Oh my god, I'm gonna buy this every fucking day.
Oh my god.
And then you realize it's just all sugar.
And then you realize
like
it's all crap.
Coffee.
And you're like, oh, Starbucks has never been so fucking attractive to me.
So as you know, Japan has like a fuck ton of vending machines like everywhere.
Yeah.
And I remember whenever I used to go on holiday in Japan, I'd always get the coffee vending machine coffee every single day.
Oh yeah,
without fail. And I'm just like, I will never get bored of this at all. This is fucking amazing. I don't need to go to a fucking Starbucks or a coffee shop to get my coffee. I can just go to a vending machine. And then I moved here. And then I don't know what it is about moving here. Like something switched in my brain, right? And then I just instantly recognized it as like, oh, this tastes like crap. This is processed instant coffee shit. And I don't know why. I don't know what switched in my brain. Like, why is it that when I was here as a tourist, vending machine coffee and vending machine drinks were just like fucking like 5-star.
Because we don't have it in the UK, so you're like amazed.
It's just like a new weird thing, right? Like Connor, I remember was talking about how every time you came here to visit, you would fucking eat Family Mart onigiri every day, right?
Yeah.
And then you realized, oh, this is not that great, actually.
I've actually gone back on it now.
Oh, really?
I've come like
say that like a drunk.
I've come like full circle.
I've relapsed.
I was very diehard sandwiches for like a year and a half, and now I'm like, man, I just crave rice now. What the fuck's going on?
I mean, the onigiris are fucking great, dude.
Yeah, they are.
Onigiris are great. I mean, I've never been off them.
Yeah.
I've never been off.
I realized I just sound like a druggie right there.
I'm not dependent
How
on
many
them.
onigiri weeks sober you got?
How many onigiris is too much?
Going back to the coffee, right? For
Yeah.
me, coffee is as much of like a smell thing as it is a drink thing. Like I need the reason why I like going into a coffee shop is because I need that wall of coffee smell to hit me.
Yeah.
That's what makes me feel like I'm ready to fucking drink.
I'd say coffee is a fucking morning thing for me right now because
not a morning, a fucking morning.
it is a fucking morning. Because like, honestly, is your morning really started if you don't have a coffee? Because to me, if I don't have a coffee, that's like my indicator that my morning has begun. I can begin the day. If I don't have the coffee, then I'm just like in permanent like 50% brain mode.
No coffee, I sleep. Coffee, I wake.
Exactly. No, that's literally how I am. I don't know if it's a placebo thing.
No,
or if just,
I'm totally the same. Like I remember there was one week where I was like, I might be a little too dependent on coffee. Let me back it up a bit.
Yeah.
Because I was having like 2-3 cups of coffee a day.
Right.
So I was
I
like,
have like 4 or 5.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, that's probably not that good for me. My heart's probably about to explode. So let me just go a week with no coffee and see how I do. Dude, day 2, I was like, I was getting just insane migraines in my head. I was like, I'm really fucking dependent on this shit to start the day.
I just get sluggish if I stop. I don't really get too bad.
You don't get like coffee headaches?
No, I never got that. I've had friends who got it.
How it feels for me is that, you know that scene in the film where it's like they got the grayscale filter on it. That's how I see the world before I have my coffee, man. And then like I have the coffee, and then like they instantly turn up the saturation. That is how my mornings work.
I go from grayscale to sepia.
You are the fucking meme of don't talk to me until I've had my coffee. Like you're literally that guy.
No, because I remember when I first moved to Japan, and my mornings were just like so depressing because I didn't have that first good hot coffee to look forward to, right? Because even if I'd go to my like family mart to get a coffee, it was like really watered down coffee. It wasn't. I don't know. I've noticed the more I grow up, it's the little things in life that you need to look forward to. I don't know.
It's the little things.
It is the little things. Like my mornings are 20% less happy if I don't have a coffee to look forward to.
Yeah, I just feel like my day is depressing. That's kind of about it, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's like most days, so it doesn't really... One time I went to an Italian restaurant here, and, I feel like an Italian restaurant, I feel like you can almost judge it on how good their espresso is with the meal.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It must end on an espresso. I feel at least,
Yeah, absolutely.
And, so it was pretty good food. And I was like, not bad.
Have you found one that has a good espresso? Because I've yet to find one yet.
There's one or two that, if I see the actual espresso machine in the back, I'm like, nice. Yeah. It's going to be good. Because they've gone to the effort to get this ridiculously expensive machine just for this like one part of the meal. Right.
Yeah.
But I was eating there and the food was pretty good. I wasn't disappointed and I thought, well, fantastic. I'm going to end my meal off with an espresso. And it said on the menu, it said espresso. Right, and it was a double or a single. And so I ordered the double espresso and they just brought out essentially an Americano. And
what?
And I said like, oh, no. I ordered the espresso. I'm like, oh, no, that's the espresso. And I'm like, what? It's like this tall. I'm like, that's not an espresso. And if it is, I'm going to be having a heart attack.
It's like a triple double espresso.
I'm like, what? Am I the asshole here? Are you going to make me pay for this? I'm not paying for this. I paid for it, but
I didn't walk out. Right?
Naturally, I didn't complain and I paid for it, but that's not the point. I mean, I was very disappointed.
Was that at least a good Americano?
No, it was awful.
Oh, fuck.
That day onwards, I swore against ordering coffee in places where I couldn't visibly see an espresso machine in the establishment. I'm like, take me to the back. Let's see what's going on. Come on.
Yeah, because I'd say like the best purchase I've made in Japan, bar none, is the Nespresso machine.
I'm going to get that soon.
Bro, I would trade my firstborn son for an espresso machine. Honestly, straight up. Like I hug that thing every day. I'd give it a morning kiss. I could go homeless, and the one thing I'd keep with me is the Nespresso machine. I'd be going around on the street holding the Nespresso machine, plugging it into outlets when I can, just to get a coffee.
This episode of Trash Taste is sponsored by Honey.
We all shop online, and we've all seen that promo code field taunt us at the checkout. But thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupons is a thing of the past. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. And Honey supports over 30,000 online stores.
That's a lot of stores.
That's more than I can count.
All right, here's how it works, gentlemen.
Break it down.
Imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites. When you're at the checkout, the Honey button drops down and all you have to do is click apply coupon.
That's so simple.
Wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons it can find for that site. And if Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch the price drop.
That's it.
It's as simple as that.
That's it?
That's
Gentlemen, trade offer. You get savings, you get free app. I get Honey.
Tell me, gentlemen, what have you saved on Honey?
Recently gone, I bought some gym clothes that I saved about $10 on, and I haven't used them yet. And I probably won't be using them because it's summer and I'm not going to go outside.
But at least you saved some money.
At least I saved some money, guys. Q credits.
Honey has found its over 17 million members, over $2 billion in savings. What are you waiting for? If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing on free savings. It's literally free to install and it only takes a few seconds. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a favor and also supporting us.
I'd never recommend something I don't use.
Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/trash taste. That's joinhoney.com/trash taste. Back to the episode.
Yeah, speaking of coffee machines, I found this fucking... So like, Aki's quite obsessed with TikTok.
Okay.
As most people are these days.
Yeah.
And like, I don't have, like, because I don't have TikTok installed on my phone, right? My only exposure to TikTok is watching it with Aki, right? And there's this fucking thing where, you know those like fucking TikToks where it's like, Amazon gadgets that changed my life, part 71. Like, you know those, right? Fucking, they all sound the fucking same. Yeah. There was one where it was literally this alarm clock. All right. It's $400. It was this alarm clock that makes you a cup of coffee
Oh, we had
When
that.
it went
we
off.
we had that in the like 80s in the UK for tea.
Really?
Yeah, it was called a kettle mate, and you could set the alarm, and it would pour a cup of tea for you when the alarm went off. This is not a new invention. TikTok, fuck you.
Yeah. So it was like there's like a fucking. It looks like maybe it's about that big.
That's
Pretty
massive.
It's pretty fucking large. But there's like the cup, the coffee mug there, and then there's like a proper brewing thing on the side, and you put in this like canister of milk in the morning, and you like lock it in, and when the alarm goes off, it just straight up just makes you a fucking like.
The Espresso machine is literally one button. Like, you could literally have that next to your bed. Like, you don't need.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
that's what I was thinking. I was like, just get a fucking Espresso machine and just put the fucking thing in and.
Dude, Espresso, please just sponsor us already. Please.
Yeah, because the problem is, right, I feel like Nespresso is one of the best capsule machines, but I feel like in Japan, it's the only capsule machine that is actually good.
Because you could get like the actual, the ones that actually you have to put the coffee grinded beans,
in.
right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like I had one of those.
I had one of those as well.
Cleaning it is such
It's a
pain
bit of
in
an
the
effort,
ass.
yeah.
And, like,
Yeah.
Like Nespresso is like the perfect. I'm literally just fucking marketing for you right now.
Yeah.
It is literally the easiest and like easiest to clean. It's just easy. It's
not
easy.
sponsored.
For the quality you get and for the convenience, it is the best capsule machine.
Please sponsor
that
us.
I have
Please sponsor
owned.
us.
And I've owned a lot of capsule machines.
We bought one just for this office.
Yeah.
We were like, we want
Honestly.
It was literally the first purchase that we made, and we tried to get Geeks Plus to pay for it for us, but they wouldn't allow it, so we paid for it.
Before we bought this table, we bought the Nespresso machine.
We had our priorities right. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember when they gave us the spreadsheet of just like, okay, so Geeks Plus gave us a spreadsheet because they said they would help us not decorate the office, but furbish the office.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, tables, desk, television, not microphones.
Espresso?
No,
What?
no, but there was it was split up in like here's the list of the things we
Yeah.
need and here's the list of the things we want, and we put Nespresso machine in the first thing on need. We're like, no, you don't understand, geeks.
Yeah.
We need this. It's
And
not a want.
Meilyne was like, do you really need this? Is this as necessary as the table?
Yes.
And we were
Yes.
like, yes.
Yes.
Without coffee, this podcast is not happening.
No.
I'm sorry.
I'm not going to film.
Yeah, I refuse to release episodes.
No, because like another thing about Japanese like coffee shops as well is that there are so many independent coffee shops here in Japan. So if you ever come into Japan, you can walk down a random street and find like 5 to 10 different like indie coffee shops, and the problem is they all look fucking great.
Yeah, they do.
But it's such a coin flip on whether it's going to be have coffee or not. Because
Yeah.
the fallacy is that, I've like some of the best and poshest looking coffee shops I've been to in Japan have just had the shittest coffee.
Yeah.
It's like acid.
Yeah.
It's like dirt water, like because I remember like especially in like central Tokyo, like Nishiazabu and like and Kichijoji and stuff like that. There's like a lot of like really like fancy kind of like rustic looking coffee shops where it's like the beans are all lined up and the
They
place
got, they got the aesthetic down.
they got the aesthetic to a T.
Yeah.
And then you order it and you're like waiting for this cup of coffee for like 20 minutes. And you're like, what are they picking the fucking coffee beans like off the plant? Like it's taking so long. And what comes out is like shit.
Yeah. And
essentially.
it's just like dirt water sometimes.
And it's like $12, please.
Yeah, and it's fucking $12
Yeah.
for like this one.
Yeah.
I thought because especially going to America or something, you order like a cup of coffee and you just assume that it's refillable, right?
Yeah,
if it's
yeah.
that kind of level of quality. But in Japan, you can have like the fucking like instant coffee dirt water, and they give it to you in this like the poshest little cup, and it's fucking tiny. It's $12. And you're just there being like, I'm even more depressed than I was before I ordered this coffee.
That's why it's sad, right? It's sad that like Blue Bottle Coffee and Starbucks are like the best coffee in Japan.
is.
It's
It really
like,
is.
It's like going to any foreign country, be like, McDonald's is the finest cuisine here.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
literally the best. Like,
Yeah.
don't eat anything else. Like, it's so sad having to be like, the foreigners did it better than you.
Yeah,
and
it's-
they're fucking chains.
Just like, you want some good fried chicken? Well, I know a place.
Yeah.
It begins with a K.
It's got my favorite kernel in front of it.
It feels like you're admitting defeat where like the big corporations are the best at something.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
Oh, right, but like that's what I mean when I say like we truly do live in a tea society,
We live in
because
a
like they'll do green
Our
tea.
tea here is amazing.
Yeah, the
Tea's
tea
fucking
here is
great.
fucking great. Like the
Yeah.
green tea is obviously, but like the other types of tea here, fucking fantastic. But it's just taking a little bit longer to perfect the coffee, I feel.
Although I will say there's some teas here where they're like, it's like cherry flavor. And I'm like, I do not taste any tea in this. This is just cherry. They're like sweet teas where I can't taste the tea, and I'm like, what's the point in this?
See, I'm just not a tea drinker, so
I love tea.
Yeah.
I only drink tea when I have afternoon tea. I don't know. Like I don't drink tea. I guess Japanese tea is different, right? Because when I think of tea, I think of hot tea.
Yeah. I think of like an Earl Grey or like a English breakfast and like that kind of stuff, right? But like, I don't count green tea as like a tea, like an afternoon tea.
I think afternoon tea is probably the only good British export that we've done.
It's a British export that I'm proud of.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
Is there really nothing else? I'm like racking my brain. I'm like, there has to be something else,
else
right?
Is there?
Stealing? I don't know. Like, we stole a lot of stuff.
Pillaging?
Tuesday, YouTube. Like a part of me dies inside whenever I go to like a restaurant that does like foreign, like European cuisine, and I see fucking fish and chips there. I'm just like, why are you selling fish and chips?
The best fish and chips though I ever had was this British Irish pub called Hobgoblin in Shibuya.
Like, what do you mean ever? It's the best fish and chips you've ever
No, in Japan. In Japan. Obviously. No, in Japan. Because every other fish and chips I've had is like, they vinegar the fuck out of the fish, where it's just like, I'm not eating fish. I'm eating solid
they should
vinegar.
let you put the vinegar on yourself.
Yeah, but like, but like there's places where they just like do it for you.
That's fucked up. That's not right.
Yeah, so like the vinegar is like inside the fucking like meat of the fish, and I'm just like, this does not taste like fish. It tastes like vinegar. Yeah. Like as much as I love vinegar, don't get me wrong.
What's the maximum you'd pay for fish and chips?
Abroad or in England?
That's just a full stop.
I mean, how big are we talking? Like a
normal portion.
Like a normal portion like that?
That's why I was like, when I went to this place.
15. No, that's
the most.
That's what I mean, right? They charged me $22. I'm still angry about this, by the way. This English,
you paid $22 for a fish and chips.
$22, and it was shit. Honestly, it was not very good.
Wait, is that at the Welsh place?
Yeah, it was at the Welsh town.
Yikes.
I'm sorry. I feel like I'm like completely ruining their like any foreign tourism they get now. But like that was like that fish and chips is a horror, and they increased the price.
Welsh town reviewed by a Welshman.
It was. I'm still annoyed about it. $22.
$22 are pretty ridiculous.
My mum she probably slapped me if she saw that I've handed money for that. It was like a £5 fish and chips as well. It was not my chip.
Was it like a fucking frozen Iceland fish and chips?
It wasn't good. It was like more batter than fish.
That's what I've noticed whenever I've tried fish and chips that have not been from England. Because even in England, not every fish and chips you get is fucking good anyway.
A lot of them are shit. A lot of them are really shit.
Like I'd say 80% of fish and chips you get in England is shit anyway. That's why you
gotta
go. Why would I trust it outside of England?
That's why you got to go to a nice pub, a nice fancy kind of pub that does like focuses on food a lot, and they'll have fish and chips on the menu. It'll probably be fucking banging. They might have like triple deep fried fries as well.
Honestly, I want to take you guys to the Hobgoblin because it's like a proper barramundi like fish and chips.
I mean, like the best fish and chips I've had is in Brighton, and it's like
is that the one you took us to?
Bankers?
I believe so.
I can't remember.
Probably,
yeah. They live next to a fucking ocean.
Yeah, it's because we live next to the fucking sea, right? So that's like, it's good fish and chips because the fish is just fresh and you can taste it as fresh, and it's like
the one you took us to in Brighton was easily the best fish and chips I've ever had.
But like even so, like there's something I feel weird whenever like you go to Japan and people are like, yo, you can try the ramen, you can try the sushi, you can try all these different cuisines. And someone visits me in fucking England, and I'm like, yo, you want to get some fish and chips? Well, go to a local chippy, go to a pub, and I'm just like,
that's where you're going wrong. You immediately have to get them drunk so that they can't, so they don't focus on.
They can't judge correctly.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'm like, let's go to the pub right away. Like, but four beers in, you won't care what we're eating.
But like, the problem is when they're staying for like a week, right? Because you're just like, how many days in a row can they drink alcohol before they realize?
So I'm gonna blow your mind with a Tesco meal deal.
Before they realize that there's just not much to our culture that we can show off to like tourists that visit us. That's what I think.
I mean, it's the same problem in Australia as well. Like after you have a kangaroo steak, there's literally nothing else. It's like we have fish and chips as well, but like not as good.
Yeah, because I think the one thing I've realized after moving to Japan or after moving outside of England and living in places like Thailand and Japan and stuff like that is that to me in England there's not much to do apart from drink. Right? if you don't drink,
is that what happens when you live in a place, or is that what happens when you like like leave it and are aware. Like I wonder, 'cause, like, do you know what there's much to do in is there much to do in Australia that you know of?
Other than going to the pub and going to the beach, not really.
Fuck, it's depressing, isn't it?
At least we have really nice fucking beaches.
Yeah,
From
at
where I'm
least
from.
you got that. We don't even have nice beaches. Like I am from.
Hey, my beach is very nice. There's plenty of free needles and like, trash and everything.
Like I tell people I grew up in a beach town, a beach city.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
Brighton.
Brighton shit.
Yeah,
I don't
and
like
we have Pebble. We like Brighton is the tourist beach in England, right? And it's like the worst beach
It's
I've
pretty
ever
bad.
been to.
It's just rocks.
and I say that as someone who grew up in Brighton. I'm born and bred in Brighton. And I'm just like it's just a bunch of fucking rocks. You can't even go there barefooted, right?
And to make matters worse, Brighton is just as expensive as London. So like, what's the point of like?
It wasn't always like that.
You're like,
I remember
they gentrified my
I
area.
remember a time when Brighton was cheap.
You know, the way you can tell, this is like this. I don't know if this is scientifically proven, but I'm as far as I'm concerned, it is. You can tell the costs of a town in the UK 100%. Just go to the pub, see what the pint of the beer, how much the beer is.
Yeah.
If you
Really?
see, go to
one
any
pint.
pub.
1 pint.
If how much is like the middle of the like price. Like pint.
Yeah.
How much is it?
Right.
Because in Brighton, it's like what, like £4.50, maybe
Yeah,
£5.
like £4, £5. It's like London prices.
That's on the expensive
right?
end. Where I'm from, it's like £2.20.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I talk to people that are from the north or from Wales or something, and they tell me about these magical
prices.
these magical £2
mythical prices.
these magical £2 prices.
there's some for like
these
£1.80.
magical £2 pints, and I'm just like, what land are you from, sir?
Are you sure that's beer that you're drinking there?
I'm sorry, I didn't know we.
Also-
I'm sorry, I didn't know you grew up in fucking Narnia. what is this magical land that does not exist in England?
Bullshit, doesn't exist. No. And then like also to Americans as well, a pint is not an American pint. It's different to an American pint, which is also American pints are the biggest scam ever. By the way, you guys got ripped off. Well, I don't know why. When Americans took the pint from us, for some reason they made it smaller.
We talked about this on the stream, didn't we?
Did we? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we
it's
did.
like 100 milliliters less. You're losing a lot of beer there for no point.
It's the one time when Americans took something and made it smaller.
Yeah, right. It's like 430 milliliters, I think, around that in America, and a British pint is 568 milliliters.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of beer for like really cheap. It's like the pint where I grew up is like $4.
Fuck. The pint where I grew up was $9.
That's
Australian.
US Australian. Wait,
Yeah.
what's that in like real money?
In real, it's $9 dues. So what's that in USD? It's like $7.
That's
in
not
US?
too bad.
I mean, it's
that's about London prices then.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably about London prices. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like it's growing up in the south in England. Whenever I travel like further north and I see the prices, it's just like I feel great because no matter where I go in England, I'm paying either the same amount or less than I'm used to.
This is how like this is why probably Swiss people feel like the most superior people on earth, because everywhere they go it's just like on sale. Like everything's cheap. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's why Australians love coming to Japan.
Yeah.
They feel
Yeah,
so
yeah.
rich.
what do you mean it's only $1 for water?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, like, remember, I found that fucking izakaya in Shibuya where on, I think, Tuesdays, it's not even a happy hour, but like all night, it's 50 yen beers.
But like when you go to places like that, the beer something doesn't taste right. Like, I don't know if
Really?
I don't know if it's like the psychological effect of me thinking this is too good to be true.
Right.
But I find when the beer is mega cheap at these places in Japan, it tastes like water.
Yeah, but after 10 of them, you don't care.
I guess. Yeah.
I mean, like for me, I remember going back to when we came here as a tourist. I'm just like, I'm gonna go to these like fucking cheap izakayas every fucking day. I'm gonna take
'cause you're like,
advantage
all you
of
can
this.
drink? Oh my God.
Like Nami Hodai, all you can drink. Fucking every weekend,
Yeah.
izakaya. Let's go, guys. And now I'm just like,
And then Corona was like, no.
But also,
But, like,
I just
even
don't want to
so.
be in pain every
Yeah.
week.
yeah,
Exactly.
But now, like now that you're living here, you just feel like you kind of there's so many other cool bars and other cool places you can
Yeah.
go to.
Exactly.
That's izakaya just feels like kind of
I also rarely drink to get like drunk anymore, right? I feel like that's like I normally get to the tipsy point and I'm like, right, I'm done.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's also like
So I want to be able to function the next day. So I'm, like, I'm okay now.
We're too busy.
Yeah, basically.
no, because now I see Nomi Hodai and I'm just like, well, I could drink as much as I want, but do I need to anymore?
And then there's always the thing of like, all right, I've been drinking beer all night. Do I really want to swap to like spirits? And I don't know. And so I don't want to chug beer either. Like I want to like myself.
I remember the first time I went to an izakaya and they were like, would you like just tumping, like just one by one, or do you want nomi hodai? And the part where I was like, I think I'll just go tumping tonight. Somewhere inside my head I was like, you've changed. How dare you? What happened to you, man? You used to be cool. Like, if you were asked nomi hodai, not even a moment of hesitation, you'd be like, of course nomi hodai.
Yeah, like I had the exact same moment as well when I'm just like, I remember thinking to myself, whenever I move to Japan, I'm never not going to say no. Wait, say no to all you can drink beers? Really? And now I'm just like, dude, really? All you can drink?
I forget you're 30 gone. Fuck, man. Like, I feel like I'm going to be so much worse than you at 30. I'm going to be like fucking awful to hang out with.
Is it true that like your entire view on everything just changes the moment you hit 30? Because that's all I've been hearing about.
Is it true you become a fucking boomer when you get 30?
I mean, not
start hating every young person.
No, because like I've heard from so many people who are now in their 30s where like it's literally, I don't know if it's like...
I identify as a 30-year-old.
Very much. It's like, I don't know if it's like...
the dust start forming?
Yeah, it's like, when it's like, I don't know if it's like placebo or whatever, or where you just like overthink it, but like so many people are like, yeah, the moment I hit 30, it's just like everything, like I just stopped giving a shit about so much.
I feel 30.
I'm the opposite. I don't feel 30 at all. Honestly, I don't feel like I've changed much at all.
You haven't. I wonder how you can like I don't know. I feel like I'm struggling to keep up sometimes when people want to party, and I'm like, all right, fine, I'll go.
No, I'm right there as well.
And I'm like, well, I'll force myself to drink, but half the time, like, my heart's not in it, anymore.
Yeah.
My heart's not there,
And I'm still up there, like, fucking 5 a.m. or whatever.
I'm like always like in bed by like 3 now, and Garnt will be like, yeah, I stayed up until 9 a.m. and I started just doing work at 10.
You're up till 3? Dude, it's like 11:30 and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna go to bed, man.
So he's napping in the karaoke.
Yeah, I'm like 60.
Yeah.
Just a sad life.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't feel like I've changed at all. I'm almost 31 now, and I feel like I just... Like I feel like I'm still fucking 25, 23. I don't know.
I mean, you still look 25.
You're gonna be like that fucking old anime character that's like the most fun to hang out with, and he teaches you some cool shit, and then he sacrifices himself casually later on.
You're gonna be the old man who like looks really small, but the moment he takes his shirt off, it's jacked.
Netero, basically.
Netero.
I mean,
Netero.
from what I've heard from just other people who are older than me, they've just told me that your 30s is just basically your 20s with one debuff to your body, and I guess my hangovers.
What's the debuff for you?
I guess my hangovers are slightly worse now. Yeah. That's the only reason. Like, the only reason, like, I drink a fuck ton more wine now because I don't know what it is. It's funny, right? Because when I was like 18 to like
sometimes you turn 30, you're like beer, vodka, nah. Moment you turn 30, I have a wine cooler and it's fully stocked.
That was exactly me when I was 30. I'm just like, yes, I only drink wine now. Thank you very much. Beer, get that teenage shit out of there.
The next step is going to be like wine, cognac for me, please.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I drink wine because one, I like the taste, and two, because for some reason the hangovers for wine are just like way more bearable.
I remember because like, yeah, exactly. Like when I was in my teens and like early 20s, I was like, wine, fuck you.
I would get the worst hangovers on wine, especially red wine. Like I swear I had like fucking Vietnam flashbacks from drinking red wine in university, right?
Thai man, get
like the hangovers there were like fucking unbearable, and then I hit like 27 and I'm like, oh, this kind of feels warm and fuzzy.
I don't even have those like Nam flashbacks because like I didn't even drink wine.
Just making that a thing.
I wasn't even interested in drinking wine. I like, in my early 20s, because my dad is like a fucking heavy wine drinker, so he's always like, try this nice red wine. Yeah, of course. All Australians love their wine, right? Yeah, they all love their wine. So like
loads of wine grown in Australia.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great wine now. Now that I can drink wine, it's like, oh yeah, this is fucking fantastic. But when you're like 21, 22 and you drink a glass of red, you're like, oh god, like I cannot get used to this at all.
Maybe we drink more wine if we grew it in the UK, but unfortunately I think the only places they make wine in UK are prisons, so I don't really think there's much choice of good wine selection.
I think UK does make some wines.
Is that wine? Is that considered wine, or is that just like grape juice with attitude?
As well, you just get it from France, right? So why would you make your own when everyone's gonna be like, we literally have France, like an hour. Like,
exactly.
I mean, I didn't realize how lucky I had it until I moved to a country that is not well. I mean, they produce sake here. They do produce wine, but it's not as well known. I didn't know how good we had it there, where you can just go to a fucking local co-op or Tesco's and buy great wine that is like triple the price here in Japan.
Yeah.
And it
wine
tastes
kind of sucks here.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? It's you have to go to like a specialist wine place because like if you go to fucking Family Mart or Seven, it's like you're just basically picking poison if you drink the cheap wine here. It's basically just bottled rat poison. That's how I see it.
It's grape flavored hand sanitizer.
We have such first world problems. We're just like concerned about the quality of the wine that we fucking do. Listen, what happened to us, man?
I don't know, man. Well, I didn't. I would say I started drinking way more wine because of Corona and because when you're stuck inside, you gotta find an interest.
You gotta make your own fun.
There's just like a narrator, and it's like, Garnt decided to take up a new hobby, alcoholism.
No, but like it's incredible because like it's the first time ever where I drank something like a heavy amount.
Yeah.
And I wake up the next morning, I'm like, I'm alive.
Now, that's the thing, right? Is that I feel like that's a one-off, right? I feel like that's being shot and it like misses a vital organ. That's what when you drink.
No. It's happening multiple times.
For me, like if I just stay on wine and I don't mix drinks.
Yeah.
Wine hangovers are the most bearable.
Yeah.
Like,
for me, it's like beer is like always worst stomachache.
It's gin
like
for me.
Sake,
Gin, I don't get bad hangovers.
Always the worst headaches.
Sake, so like hangover tier list, okay?
Hangover tier list.
Hangover tier list. Let's go. Okay, so right at the top, I don't fuck with this at all. Sake.
Sake, yeah, hands down, yeah.
Like so.
Wait, is S tier here the strongest?
S tier is like the shit, like the worst hangover.
Or shall we do the opposite? Like, okay.
Yeah, it should be the opposite.
Okay. Well, sake is like fucking Z tier. Okay, I remember like when Chris was last on this podcast and we went to the izakaya afterwards.
Just like one shot of sake is enough to give me a hangover.
Yeah, like
Really?
I had.
Well, if I'm drinking something else, but sake has even entered my body once, it completely contaminates my body.
Yeah.
It's like fuck you, Connor.
Yeah, I remember we went to the izakaya like literally the hour afterwards, and I was on beer the entire night, and then Chris was just like, oh, let's get some sake, right, lads? And I remember having like one cup of sake, and then I was just like gone the next day. I don't know why.
I could see your brain powering down as you drank it. It's like, pew.
He had the audacity to be like, this is great sake. It wasn't great. It was fucking awful. I've had good sake that was just slightly bearable, and this shit was awful. It tasted like just something going off in your mouth. Like it was something just going stale. It would hit your body. Terrible. Be ashamed of yourself, Chris.
Yeah, like I've never had worse headaches in my life after a night of just drinking sake.
Yeah. Sake is by far the worst.
Tequila's up there. Tequila's there as well.
Just above that is like all the fucking like
Spirits,
The really shitty.
Tequila's the worst
What
one.
I
I'd
call
say
it.
tequila's the worst one, yeah.
I would say tequila and sambuca are like on that level, right?
I feel bad for like our Muslim fans that can't watch this now. They're just like, I wouldn't know.
I'll take your word for it. I guess.
Just trust us.
Because like tequila and sambuca for me are like they're the student shots. They're what you get as a student
Fucking
because
sambuca? Who drinks that all night? Fuck, that's psychopaths drink sambuca.
What even is sambuca?
Exactly. You don't know.
I don't even know
it's that one drink that your mate is like, yeah, let's get this drink, and then you have it, and you're like, like that.
What is it?
It's like a licorice shot.
Yeah, it's fucking awful.
Yeah, it.
Oh, is it like Jaeger?
Oh, I was about going.
It's
just
on the same level.
on the same level, but like going above that, I would say is Jaeger, right? Because they're all like
Jaeger,
they're all the
Sambuca,
shots
tequila,
where
vodka, all
where
that
you
shit.
you wake up and you can pinpoint the exact moment the night went wrong.
Yeah.
It was the exact moment someone ordered like a round of Jaeger shots or a round of Sambuca shots or tequila shots.
Right.
For some reason, Meilyne fucking loves tequila, and I
will never understand that. I will literally never understand that.
What
about the taste?
What about the taste?
No,
Is
don't
good.
like the taste.
You don't like the taste, so
Well,
why
why
do
do
you
you
like
drink it?
tequila?
I like how it makes me feel.
There's other alcohol you can use
That's
that
a concerning sentence.
It makes me very.
No, we don't, because we can't relate. Because like it tastes like ass.
Yeah.
And like the first, I mean, look, the only time where I was like, okay, tequila is kind of fun is like the first time you do like a, like with the whole salt thing, right?
Yeah.
Like that's like, because that's like
The whole salt thing.
Well,
the
this is what I
salt,
realized.
the salt and lime
it's,
thing
it's
is
like playing a mini game
Yeah,
while
it
you're doing
is.
the drink. You're like,
It's like a little
Well,
event,
if you
right?
make,
It's like,
I've realized if you're like a student,
Yeah.
which is like when you start, trying all these drinks,
Yeah.
if you add some kind of fucking quick time event to it, drinking becomes like 10 times more fun.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
You're a fucking idiot.
yeah, exactly.
Like there was in Swansea when I went to university, there was this one bar that would do these drinks with sambuca where they would light it on fire.
Yeah.
And then like put the like a wine.
Gas chamber.
Yeah, that's what it's called, which is not a very flattering name. It's called a gas chamber, which is a terrible name.
Yeah.
And so they would do it for like £1.50, right? Which is like $2.50.
I didn't know it was legal in the UK. Because
I don't know if it is, but they served it to me.
Because the only time I've been able to do that is not in the UK, but it's when we go on like fucking.
It might be illegal, but you know how the bars are in the UK. Some of them
you know how the bars are.
You know how some of the student bars are. It feels like it's like World War III in some of these bars.
Yeah.
Like people are throwing up everywhere. They're serving drinks people they shouldn't be. But they would light the sambuca on fire and put a wine glass over it to extinguish the fire.
I've seen those,
Yeah, and then they would put the wine glass on the table really quickly, and then you would shot the thing. And then you'd have to breathe in the fumes from the wine glass.
Yeah.
Then it would go straight to your head.
Yeah, like you know,
I've done those before. Okay, I've had sambuca.
Yeah, like
before,
you know there are these like
awful.
these like student
Don't do it,
shots,
don't
right?
do it.
Because
It's
like
terrible for you.
even with like tequila, right? You lick the salt, do the tequila and do the lime, right?
Yeah.
Somehow like fucking students have found a way to make this like even more messed up because.
Are you talking about the kamikaze shot?
Did you call it the kamikaze shot
Yeah,
or
it's called
the suicide shot?
Yeah,
which is what-
suicide or kamikaze
What
shot.
is this? I don't know what this is.
Okay, so instead of so the normal
It sounds like a jackass stunt.
It is. It
Yeah.
fucking is. So the normal order you go in is that you lick the salt, you do the tequila shot, and then you
Suck on the
suck
lemon
on
or
the
lime,
or
yeah.
the
I
lemon,
like
right?
it. It makes it bearable.
So okay, how about this? How about instead of licking the salt, you snort the salt,
Okay, that sounds stupid.
and then you
Take the
drink.
shot?
You take the shot, and instead of sucking on the lime, you just
Put it in your eye.
put it in your eyes.
Yeah.
Who the fuck thought of this?
So I'm thinking about a new challenge. It's the shit yourself in public challenge. Just shit yourself on the train and just see how long you can
I had
last.
a friend on my 18th birthday who did that 3 times.
Why?
Because
Why?
because we were playing darts and he was so fucking cocky about it. He was like, I'll beat you. Like I practice every fucking day. And I'm like, you're like 7 shots in. Like, you're not going to fucking beat me. He's like, watch this.
I totally understand when people are like, I don't want to drink. So when I hear about this shit, I'm like, why
Yeah.
would you?
Oh, no,
Why-
absolutely.
when
Like,
this is the kind of
we don't
behavior-
encourage
This is the kind of
viewers.
behavior.
No,
Yeah.
this has always been a fucking step level
This is
beyond
like
me.
people
Yeah.
who did like vodka shots through their eyeball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, what's wrong with people? What the fuck is wrong with
You have a perfectly functioning mouth. Just use it.
For me, I feel old whenever maybe I've always been old because like anytime I've heard like a story like that, I'm just like, who the fuck thinks this is cool? Do you have brain damage?
Right,
It's like what went wrong in your life to think that doing a vodka shot in your eye was badass?
Right, because this is the aspect I hated about being in university is that like they would be like, yeah, so you do the vodka shot in your eye, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why? And then they'd be like, oh, because it gets you drunk quicker. I'm like, this literally takes 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Just drink it. And then I'm the fucking weirdo out of
Yeah.
the group because I'm the one who doesn't want to shot
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
vodka
next
in my
thing you
eye.
know, he's like-
I'm the asshole.
Yeah, next thing you know, they'll be like, yeah, I took like some fucking ethanol and I fucking just injected it into my veins. It was fucking rock and roll, man. That was metal as fuck. And I'm just like, what?
I can't-
At what point do we acknowge that this is just stupid shit that no one should be
As someone
doing?
who's done a shoey a couple of times in their life, like I can't really say anything, unfortunately. That's probably the most fucked up one I've done. Yeah.
Degenerates.
This episode of Trash Taste is sponsored by Harry's.
With Harry's, you don't have to choose between a great shave and a fair price because you can get both.
I mean, as you know, boys, I took that shaving kit home, and no joke, it's the best shave I've had in Japan. Please send me more razors, Harry. Please, I legitimately am running out. Please send me more.
And that's the realest promotion you'll
I'm
probably
not. I'm
ever
actually
get.
not joking. I really want more.
That's why Harry's is offering our listeners a starter set at harrys.com/trash taste.
Harry's delivers a close, comfortable shave at a fair price, still as low as $2 a refill.
Which
Harry's
is ridiculously low.
That is fucking amazing.
Harry's blades are designed to stay sharp. In a recent study, guys who shave 4 times a week said their 8th shave was as smooth as their first.
Here's how they done it. There's no gimmicky features. The Harry's design team combined a weighted ergonomic handle with their signature blade cartridge.
It's a small, simple razor designed to deliver a close shave along all the contours of your face.
Plus, Harry stands behind the quality of their blades so much that they have a 100% money-back guarantee on harrys.com.
So what are you waiting for? Harry's is giving their best offer to the Trash Taste listeners right now.
New Harry's customers can get a starter set at harrys.com/trash taste. You'll get a 5-blade razor, a weighted ergonomic handle, foaming shave gel, and a travel blade cover.
That's a $13 value, all for just $3. So there's never been a better time to try Harry's. So go to harrys.com/trash taste to redeem your offer today. Back to the episode.
Yeah, I just feel like you can feel, okay, I will tell you when you know you've reached the generation gap, right? It's that point because I remember, right, when I thought, yeah, I'll always be up for a tequila or sambuca or Jaeger bomb. And then somewhere along in life, I reached like mid-20s and I'm just like, maybe they're just better ways to get drunk other than doing these shots. I don't know.
Oh, no, you just kind of be like, do I want to be drunk?
Well, I remember I used to think like, I would look at like all the dads at a pub, right? And I'm just like, they're just sitting there talking with a beer in their hand. That doesn't sound fun. And now I'm just like, I wish for that more than anything right now. That sounds amazing.
Right. Exactly right. And I remember thinking like when I was in university, I remember thinking I'm never gonna be like that. I'm gonna still be doing shots when I'm 50. Let's go.
I was like that when I was like 22. I just gave up at like 21. I was like, fuck, I'm finished with university. Time to be just a fucking boring
time to be an adult.
Time to be a boring, functioning adult. Terrible, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I remember recently I went to some of my first wine events. Went to a wine tasting event, and that's how you know. That's
privilege.
That's how you know you're making money.
I've reached that age when I'm just like, okay, how about wine tasting?
It's like, yay!
And I remember taking Connor to one as well, one time. And like, so this one time, like the people at this wine event are exactly the people you expect to be at this wine event. Everyone's in like their fucking 40s or 50s. Everyone's like a fucking investment banker or something. You know, something with a
monocle and top hat.
That's basically like the main guy running the event is like this really old French dude who you could see in like a monocle and top hat, right? And I remember, so I was with Sydney, and so he was, it's like a very intimate event. So he would go around asking people what they do, and of course, when they go to us, we mentioned YouTuber, and like obviously people perk the fuck up, right? And of course, he goes to Sydney and asks what she does, and Sydney very tastefully says that she does videos about anime and manga and Japanese culture, and then he asks her for her YouTube channel. And she gives it to him, and then he goes, "Oh, let me just search this up." And I've never seen like the life flash before someone's eyes as fast as I've seen like Sydney go, "No, don't do that, don't do that." But the best part was so at this wine event, it's a room full of people, very very prim and proper. It's a very I would say it is a very posh room.
Yeah, of course.
And so we go up to have I think our third or fourth glass of wine that we're trying. And so there's this word in French that means cheers.
You say it in English as well, though.
Do you?
Yeah, you say it in the UK as well.
Okay. So what it's that joke that the guy makes every single fucking time because it's like a very obvious joke, right? So he goes, "Okay, everyone say chin chin," and then the entire room is just silent, except I just hear next to me Sydney go.
Like, it is not quiet at all. She just bursts out going, and everyone just starts laughing at Sydney. And I remember just sitting there like, fuck. Guys, I'm with those guys.
Oh my god. To be fair, it is pretty funny.
Yeah, in the UK people like chin chin.
Yeah, chin chin.
Yeah, that's like drink.
Did you ever say that?
Yeah, in the UK people always say chin chin, like before you down a pint or something, like chin chin, and then you down it.
I've never heard that before.
Maybe it's like a northerner thing. I don't know. People always said that.
They say that in Italy too, don't they?
In Italy as well?
Yeah, I believe so.
Maybe that's where we got from. Anyway.
Because I remember the first time I heard it was when I went to Italy.
Oh god, we didn't explain the joke. If you don't know, chin chin sounds like chin chin, which means penis in Japanese.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
So basically, you're just saying pee-pee.
Yeah, he's saying pee-pee.
Pee-pee.
Dick. and Sydney,
Everybody,
of course, being the mature woman that she is, laughed.
To be fair, the first time I heard it, I fucking burst out laughing too. I was like, you got to be taking the piss.
Was it like some like really fancy hotel where like there's literally security every like 10 meters to check where you're in the right place, and then Sydney just fucking laughed.
Wait, what?
It was in like some fancy hotel or something.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I always feel really out of place because I'm just like a child, so I'm like,
yeah, right?
I'm like, I don't belong here.
Whenever I go to like any fancy restaurant, it doesn't matter where it is, I'm just like, I shouldn't be here.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm in a fucking t-shirt, and I'm like, what's going on? Fucking, I'm here to taste the wine.
Yeah, I just wanted wine. You know, I felt like every time I go to one of those events, or especially like a company party, like I never feel more self-conscious than whenever everyone around me is just wearing suits. Yeah, and I'm just like.
Meanwhile, I had to bust out this like fucking wrinkly ass like collared shirt from like the bottom of my wardrobe. I was just like, oh fuck.
It's great. You can go to these events and then people will tell you about how rich their parents are. It's really fun. It's really, really fun. I love it. It's great.
Great.
It's just so depressing. It's like I want to fucking hear about how your dad owns 10 companies. Fuck off.
You guys should have like gone in the fucking JoJo suits, right? You should have just like fully committed, like proper like wear a monocle and like a top hat and
Monocle?
everything.
I don't think monocles have been in fashion since the fucking plague.
Oh, you can bring it. You can bring it back.
Bring it back.
Yeah, bring it back.
I'll bring back monocle.
Bring back the monocle.
Just cosplay the Monopoly man.
Exactly.
That's what I'm going to do
Fake
now.
mustache and everything. Just
I want to get grey hair so I can become the Monopoly man before it falls out.
and drink wine.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. How the fuck did we get on this topic?
I don't know. Well, we didn't address the wine tier, the Hangover tier list. By the way, I'll just do it for you right now.
Okay.
Gin is number 1, wine is second, beer's in the middle, and then all the other weird spirits are down below, and then right at the bottom is sake. There you go. Boom. So no, you say we did not finish that tangent. Fuck you.
Yeah.
On to the next one. What's the next topic?
What's the next tangent?
We on next, boys.
So, Evian water spray.
So let's
Are
explain
we talking about that? Okay.
Yeah,
all
let's
right,
explain that.
So
Meilyne is like,
So yesterday, I get this very ominous message from Meilyne.
right.
Okay.
When is Meilyne's messages not ominous?
Oh yeah. Can we
Okay,
have it?
okay.
Can we have it?
Oh yeah.
So I get this very ominous message from Meilyne just saying, "Hey, tomorrow can I try something on you at the office?" And I'm
It's
just
never
like,
a good thing when someone says this.
"Yeah, well, what the fuck is going on here right now?" And she's just like, "Yeah, I have this like ultrasound thing that I want to put on your face or something like
It's
that."
for the baby.
Is
right?
that what
For the
that
baby.
was?
Yeah, I guess so. Meilyne, do you want to explain what it was?
It's like an ultrasound thing, right?
No, it's like ultrasonic warm vibration.
You're just putting buzzwords together.
Yeah, it's
That-
The only time you hear ultrasonic is in a Sonic game. Like, that's the only time
that
you
is
hear it.
literally just a sponsorship script.
But yeah,
it's
but
got
I have it-
ultrasonic buzzword.
I have it right here. It is an Evian
Yeah.
facial spray.
No, so this is like wet your face.
No,
This
that's
is to wet your face.
That's just to wet my face. Where so she
How much does this cost? How much does this cost, Meilyne? That looks like a vibrator.
That it does look like a vibrator.
That does. How much does this cost?
I don't know. I got it for free.
From who?
I don't know.
From a
Who's
sponsor.
giving out Evian?
Go.
Costco? Wow.
Costco. I didn't even know they had Evian water spray before. So yeah, so so for some reason I just agreed to it and said yes, whatever, do whatever you need to do, Meilyne. And so she puts this gel on my face,
Yeah.
and then starts rubbing that.
It doesn't
Wait, no.
vibrate. Oh,
She
no.
first she sprays the Evian facial spray, which I think is just water. That she's
It's literally Evian in a can.
I think she just sprayed Evian water on my face, put a gel in it, and just did a fucking ultrasound on my
That's weird.
face.
That's
And
just-
apparently,
We are never getting a
It's
sponsorship from
literally just
Evian
going.
ever
It's
again.
really just going back and forward. That's all it's doing. It's literally that's all it's doing. How is that doing anything? Maybe
You need gel. For the
you know if I actually,
Real? Do I though?
if I actually just go like a pregnancy.
Oh.
Like, is that what you're doing? You're like seeing if his face.
no, that's
is
what it
pregnant.
felt like. It felt like she was going to she was like fucking doing an ultrasound on my face.
I want to start a business where I just put my mouth against your cheek and just scream and call it a therapy. And I'm like, the vibrations will heal any kind of impurities you
Yeah,
have.
so basically, before we started recording this episode, Meilyne was like, I'm just going to do half of Garnt's face so that the boys can see the magic and wonder of the before and after.
Could not tell the difference.
Yeah, we're probably never going to get a sponsorship from Evian, but it looked the fucking same. Like, I don't like
Can you tell the difference in my face from my usual
the
camera?
left side of his face was just a little bit more moist than the other side. That's all it was. Like, I don't know what this is supposed to do, but
It doesn't.
does it though, Meilyne? Or
It's for-
are you
it's-
just led to
you know,
believe it
it's for
works?
gullible people who want to believe there's a solution for everything. And sometimes you're just ugly. That's how it is. Like that happens. I got to deal with that.
No amount of Evian water spray will
No
save
one
you from
ever
your
is
ugliness.
going to fucking fix my problems. You know what I mean? Like it's fucked.
That's the thing. If this truly fixed your ugliness, like no one would be ugly, because everyone would just buy this.
I will now end world ugliness.
Evian,
Ugliness been real quiet since that dropped, man.
Evian's like, we're here to save the day. Oh my
God.
god.
I'm sorry,
We're about to
Meilyne.
put the fashion industry out of business. Everyone is going to be a model after we bring out water spray to the scene.
Just so much stuff like that where I'm like, I'm sure it works as like 0.1%, but how much is it like a negligible amount where you're like, is it worth my time? You know, how good does it have to be where I have to sit there and rub my face and spray Evian on it? You know what I mean? How good do the results have to be? You know?
There are just some things where it's like, I get the intent as to why this was invented.
Yeah.
But it's also like, there are so many other alternatives that work just as well and are probably a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, look, like going back to the whole like fucking Amazon things you didn't, you needed thing, right? Like that is a prime example. Like that is just like a bunch of people with like way too much money who are just going onto Amazon buying all these fucking like things. Like I remember there was
It's just sad because I mean it's just like they feed off the insecurities that people have. Like
Right.
it's those like they have those weight loss bracelets. Have you seen those?
What?
Apparently just a bracelet that has like magnets in it or something that apparently will make you lose weight. And the before and after pictures are fucking egregious. It'll be like the most obese person. And then apparently because of this one bracelet, which they probably can't even get on their hand, how exaggerated this
It
obesity
starts off
is.
as a ring.
Yeah, it's like apparently this magically makes you extremely hot. Doesn't address the problem with that if you go from like 500 pounds to 200 pounds, where's the skin gone?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Doesn't address that. It just
what-
magically sucks back in. Like, fuck off.
What I love is when you see the before and after pic, and it's so obviously not the same person.
Yeah, I love those. I love those. Like,
Where it's just like someone so morbidly obese that they think that because they now have a six pack, you can't recognize that it's just not the same
the
fucking person.
lighting's totally off. Like the belly button's totally different. Like there's no hair.
Like
there's-
okay, so one thing I always find funny is like why always in the before pic does like the cameraman just say look as depressed as you can?
Yeah,
I just like I
Well,
please,
it's a
like
subconscious
like
thing.
you're smiling. Why are you smiling? This is the before pic, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean in the UK they're just depressed in both, but I mean it's like subconscious, right? If you see someone smiling, your fucking dumb monkey brains think, oh, good,
Yeah.
That's a good
thing happened.
Yeah.
good
thing happened.
Good happened thing here.
Yeah,
I don't know. I get really sad when I know that like clearly someone's buying this stuff and like the detox teas that just make you shit yourself. Like it's just like shitting yourself. Of course you're going to lose weight because you're shitting out all the stool that you have in there. Like, you know, of course you're going to lose weight, but it's just sad that people like feel desperate enough and they can't just like believe the fact that it's like just eat less.
Yeah,
Well, sometimes it's not that simple though. I know, but that's the core of it. Though,
just eat
right?
less.
Just eat less.
Just turn off. Don't get cyberbullied. Just turn off the PC. You know, but like that, it sucks because it's
just
like,
don't get hungry.
It's like, but that's what it is. Like the fundamental of it is just like eat less shit. Obviously, there are exceptions, and you know, someone will be in the comments being like, "I have X condition." Yeah, okay, good. But like the fundamental of it is, don't buy this bullshit. You know, it's so.
Yeah, but that's the
stupid.
thing. It's like the people who are buying into that kind of stuff usually. That's all it is. Like all
it's
they need is
insecurity.
just like a change of diet or just something so fucking easy. And
Yeah.
they're just like,
Just don't be fat.
just don't be fat.
Listen, I can vouch for the chicken and broccoli diet. It works. It works wonders. The chicken and broccoli diet is no joke. It worked wonders for me. You know,
A simple payment of $6.99.
trade offer.
Trade offer.
You get chicken and broccoli, you lose weight. It's simple as that. Literally.
I get $79.99. You get chicken and broccoli.
I need. Can a chicken and broccoli company team up with me? I will shill it, dude.
Is there a chicken and broccoli
There
company?
actually is on Uber Eats around our area. There is a thing
Yeah, I
just
saw
like
that.
Actually,
I actually
There is
ordered
no
it. It was
fucking
pretty fucking
Yeah,
good.
there was literally a chicken and broccoli chain that just delivers chicken and broccoli. This is how it works, guys. It's not fun, but weight loss isn't fun. It's like it doesn't need to be.
Well, I feel like, I mean, it's sad that, you know, sometimes in like self-improvement, a big factor in whether it's going to succeed or not is if you're fucking enjoying yourself doing it.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, right? But like, like for me, like, for example, going to the gym versus going to do like a sport or going to do like another active activity, right?
Yeah.
That's like doing that activity is way more fun than spending even like I could do 3 hours or something of a sport versus 30 minutes on a treadmill, and I choose like the 3-hour sport anytime.
But
right?
that's the thing. Like that's why I think Nintendo is like Giga Brain when they release Ring Fit,
Yeah.
because that is literally the answer to like you can lose weight and have fun.
But no. Okay, but this is like a.
I say that having never played it,
It is intense.
but
It is
I
intense.
plan to get it. I plan to get it. It's just been sold out for a while.
the big problem that we have been like believing for so long with weight loss, and this is like mainly like I know this is like fucking conspiracy. Literally, it's like the company.
Okay, disclaimer: none of us are weight loss experts.
Don't take our advice.
But it's like, you know, the big companies like Coke, McDonald's, and all them. They're like, yeah, dude, you can drink as much Coke as you can eat as much McDonald's as you want. All you gotta do is just exercise. It's not the food. It's exercise. And it's like, exercise doesn't really do that much for weight loss.
No.
It's like, but what I find personally what exercise does do is the day when I exercise, I am like vigilant about what I'm eating. I'm like, no carbs here. Like, no sugar.
For me, the day when I exercise, for some reason, you
take care of yourself.
Yeah, no, I actually crave healthy food.
Right,
I don't know what it is about.
Yeah.
But like, if I go to the gym for an hour, that day afterwards, I'm just like, man, I'm kind of just craving a chicken breast.
Yeah.
Like, fuck this pizza, fuck the curry or whatever. But like, when I'm just like being a couch potato, just like sitting in all day, you're just like, I feel like shit, so I kind of just feel like I'm gonna eat shit.
Exercise, I feel like going to the gym or like just exercising in any way you can is like, it's not so much the act of losing it, it's just like the motivation. Right?
Yeah, it's good for, obviously it helps, you know, general fitness and healthy, and it's good. I'm not saying it's bad, but like, I feel like we have definitely been like, believed.
It's not the cream of the crop.
We've also just been like told when we were growing up, right, that if you eat 10 donuts, just burn off the calories and then boom, no damage. That's not how it works.
10 donuts, 10 kilometers on the treadmill.
Like, it's like, that's just not how it works there. Like, unfortunately,
trade agreement.
Yeah, trade agreement. You lose, 10 pounds.
You receive 10 donuts. I receive 10 kilometers on the treadmill.
And like, it sucks because it's like, at the end of the day, it's you know, you could go in the gym and distract yourself with it, but it comes to that moment where you're sitting on the couch or you're wondering what to eat, and you've got to just have the willpower to be like, chicken or broccoli, fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, it sucks because it's like not fun.
It is all diet.
I mean, I feel like whenever you do any kind of self-improvement activity, it's not the days where you feel good that's going to define if you basically succeed. It's the days where you feel bad and you're able to push yourself through. And I say this being like, I've had plenty of times when I have failed because I felt bad and I just didn't. There's not even the motivation to push myself through. I just didn't have the self-discipline because I feel like self-discipline is way more important than motivation, because there are going to be some
100%,
days
100%.
where you are just not motivated, and it's those days where you can push through. And I know plenty of people who have. I'm not one of them, unfortunately.
I mean, it's like as well. I found that like it's easy to like eat really healthy for like 2 weeks. I know, not easy, but it's doable, right?
Yeah.
But then it's like, all right, well, if you just go right back to doing what you were doing, it's like, well, nothing's changed.
Well, that's where the bounce back happens.
Well, I mean, that's why I was just like, right, what can I cut out that is like I can keep out like forever? So like, I don't drink like soft drinks ever.
So that
was like one thing that's like, cut that shit.
Yeah, the last like since
Juice.
probably the beginning of quarantine, I've just made a conscious effort to not drink any like fizzy drinks or anything. Like it's just
juice and shit like that. I don't
tea and
drink
water.
either.
It's tea, water, coffee is all I'm fucking drinking.
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky enough that I just never craved like soda or anything in my life. I've just always grown up on drinking water, and it's kind of made me realize that, man, the habits you had as a kid really just like it's so much.
They stick with you, man.
Yeah, they stick with you. It's so much easier to learn a habit once than to unlearn it and to learn something else.
Yeah.
And I feel like so much of my life, like if I could like if I had a time machine, if I could fucking izakaya myself back into like a younger body, there's so many things I would do to be like, okay, you learn this habit, you learn that habit, so you don't have to fucking unlearn it.
Yeah.
And have like a fucking year of your life being like, well, I have this shitty habit that I just had as a kid, and it's kind of fucking me over, and I wanna try and do something else. But god damn, this pizza feels so fucking good right now.
Yeah, no, it's like it's not even like I don't even eat that shit anymore. I most certainly do. I kind of like trying to balance it out how much I do eat, and
It's not like an everyday thing, right?
Dude, I don't know, I hate talking about this shit online because everyone's just a fucking expert about it. Like in the comments, no doubt there'll be like 10 people who'll be like, "I'm a nutritionist expert. I'm here to tell you that you're totally wrong."
Yeah.
Because everyone's got their own opinion, because most people have gone through it. Most parents have seen what's worked for them. And so
But that's the thing. It's what's worked for them, right? And that doesn't mean it works for
as
everybody.
long as you do it healthily, you know, you're not starving yourself. Like you see some people who are like, yeah, I lost 10 kilograms in a week. And it's like, that sounds like a terrible idea. What did you do? That sounds awful.
That must have been some painful shits.
Shitting out air.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's. I think one important thing is that just because something worked for someone doesn't mean it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for something else. And it's really like what I found is it's really a trial and what was it like?
Trial by fire.
An error.
Trial and error.
Trial by fire.
Trial by fire.
You either die or you die it. You either eat this or you fucking die.
You either you try or try dying.
How about just try starving yourself?
Yeah.
You either lose weight or you die.
I used to be like fucking paranoid about like, well, what's in this thing? But I just started thinking like, if I just eat a reasonable amount of things and exercise, I think I'll be all right.
Yeah.
And that kind of worked. I was like, carbs, I eat a lot of carbs, but like I just eat them within reason. Like like my meals are never too big. Like I feel like I eat a fair amount of food. Like I feel like when I stopped giving a shit about calories and stuff like that and just thinking like, is this portion stupid? Like,
Yeah.
Is this a whole large Domino's pizza? Should I eat this? Probably not. So I'm probably not going to do it. Like,
But I feel like another thing is that, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I think I just enjoy food too much.
Oh, yeah, dude.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
my
the
God.
problem.
Yeah.
And it's not like I enjoy eating a lot of food, right? But we talked about enjoying
I do.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about enjoying the little things in life every now and again. And for me, like my day is like 70% worse if I know I don't have a good meal to look forward to.
This is why I've just become an Uber Eats slave at this point. Like every day I order from it now.
But that's the problem,
It's
right?
terrible.
It's like, but especially because like Japan is just the land of fucking great food everywhere. Like food's become a hobby at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
Where I'm
Oh,
just
it
like,
is, it
Where I'm
is.
just like, if I don't have a good meal, that's like I feel empty.
I
feel
feel
so
like my
happy.
day is just like completely
Yeah.
empty. I feel unfulfilled.
Yeah.
I go to sleep and I'm just like I'm sad. I have nightmares.
I had the worst Uber Eats order of my life the other day. It was fucking tragic. It was like the pictures looked amazing, the ratings were good, and it was a pork bowl, boudin,
Okay.
and it looked very nice, and this place only did pork bowls. So I thought, great, they specialize in this one thing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fucking magical. And so I order it, and it takes a little while, not like crazy amount, and then so it gets here, and it's packaged amazingly. It looks like they've really cared about like the packaging. Give you an oshibori.
Oshibori, yeah.
Right, okay.
Little wet towel.
Like an actual like thick
Like a
one,
proper
thick
one.
one.
Like the rolled up one.
Yeah, like real thick ones. And I was like,
Ooh,
damn,
fancy.
I was getting real excited for this. I'm like, hell yeah, okay. They give their own chopsticks, really nice chopsticks as well. I'm like,
Okay.
so I'm like, I open this bad boy up. Looks pretty good. And I'm like, okay, fantastic. So I dig in, and I'm like, oh no. And I'm like, okay, this part of the rice is kind of hard. I was like, oh, all right, well, maybe it's just this one section. It happens sometimes. It clumps up, right? And so I hit another part, and I'm like, oh no, this part's hard too. And then I put it in another part, and it's hard. And I go, and then maybe we just need a little force. Maybe it needs a little. I just got to pull it apart a little bit. And I pick this up with like the whole bowl, and I go to just pick what I think is a small amount of rice, and the whole rice comes out. I pick the bowl up, the whole bowl like formed comes out, and I no joke. This is where I started getting a little angry. I started like, I had my chopsticks like this in my hand, like a barbarian, stabbing it and like ripping it apart, and I couldn't rip it apart. So I shovel the meat on top to one side, and this is where I was like barbarian. I literally tried to grab it with my hands to see if I could separate this rice. I could not separate this rice with like my full grip.
Was it
on
like
this
not even cooked or what?
I don't know what the fuck they did to it. And I gave them 1 star, and I was like, literally, don't give me a brick next time. And they said, sorry.
It's a literal brick of carbs.
They were like, sorry you didn't like it. We'll improve next time. I'm like, give me a refund. I couldn't eat it. I didn't get a fucking refund either.
Wow.
And it ruined my whole night because it was like 9 p.m. and everywhere had closed.
Oh, no.
And I was like, well, I can't order anything now. Now I'm just going to fucking eat a sembe or some shit.
You gotta resort
Yeah.
to fucking convenience store food.
Yeah, I ate a
Yeah,
sandwich
yeah.
and it was so depressing. You know how depressing it is eating
depressing. That's
eating
so
a-
A
depressing.
sandwich at 9
a
p.m.
lunch sandwich as a dinner is it's just something about it is so depressing.
Yeah, I
don't know
know,
why.
I know.
Just
No,
having
it is
a ham sandwich for dinner.
It is depressing
Bon
not
appetit.
having like I say having a meal to look forward to. I don't even mean like a fucking 5-star gourmet
No,
meal.
no.
Just like a good filling meal, like just
Yeah.
even
Just
like a
something that
nice
makes me,
home
like-
cooked
Just
meal.
something on a plate,
Yeah.
Just like a decent thing on a plate.
I
yeah.
tear up, when I order a meal here, and it's just
Yeah. I remember going back to Uber Eats. I remember there's this Thai place that I ordered from whenever I'm like I'm missing home or whatever.
Yeah.
But like
Is it the one that we get?
I have no idea.
It's the really fun. Oh, I
It's
like
really
it.
fucking
Yeah, it's
good.
really
Bro,
fucking
I
good.
order from like 4 times a week.
Yeah, same.
It's so good.
Pad Thai there is fucking
that's
bomb.
a lot of Thai food.
I never get sick of pad thai.
Yeah.
But like I get the craving every now and again because I'm very picky when it comes to Thai food. And
you are Thai.
my problem with this place is that they never fucking make it spicy enough. Of course,
That is true.
As,
There's no
as,
spice.
as, as a
There's no
Thai
spice.
person, and
yeah.
every time, I'm sure they fucking know me by name now because every time I'm just like spicy, please, spicy,
Oh,
please.
you put it in like the comments?
Yeah, I put it in the comments. I'm like, spicy please, and it's just never spicy enough. Like I open it and I could tell that they put like a few chili flakes on it, and it's just
opens it. It doesn't even smell. It's like no.
No, you can
Take it back.
You can tell when someone didn't try with the spice, right? It's like there's Thai chilies and then there's like chili flakes. And okay, so like last week, there's one time I'm just like let me try something different. So I asked for it spicy again, right? But I don't type it in Japanese. I type it in Thai.
Oh, nice. Big brain.
So I type it in Thai. Okay, and I remember opening it. I remember getting the same takeaway box, opening up this package, and this thing looked like it had been cooked in like the flames of hell. Man, fucking Lucifer grilled this himself. I open it and like the chili to rice like ratio was just like it was more chili than rice. And I
would you like rice on your chili?
Wait, can you copy paste what you sent to him? I want to see this. I want to try this.
Yeah, sure. I'd never been more happy in my life.
Was it good?
It was good.
Damn, okay.
Because like I ordered the pad krapao, and like pad krapao is like normally really really spicy in Thailand, and you know it's spicy when like you have to like you have trouble finding the meat through the chili, right? Because it's like you got the normal meats, and then you got like the red and green chili flakes, or not just chili, just like raw chilies, and I'm just like, you're my brother. Now I know you're a brother.
Fuck. Well, this is like when we went to the Indian place near here. We do like Indian food, and I think we'd always ask for it really spicy, like very spicy, and it was quite spicy, but it wasn't that bad.
Right.
And I think,
I mean, to you guys' level.
Yeah, because I mean, even though I'm extremely white, I love spice that pretty much cripples me.
Yeah.
Because
to a standard person like myself, that shit's spicy enough.
Yeah,
but to these like fucking spawns of Satan,
because in Japan, when you tell them to make it like 10 or max, they don't do it.
Yeah.
And the first time we went there, first few times, the person who was cooking it's always the same guy. He didn't actually like make it that spicy. Like it was just kind of like ooh.
It was definitely Japan standards. Yeah.
Like it was like on the high end for Japan standards. I'd say.
Yeah.
And then one time, for some reason, I don't know why he decided this time. He was like, fine. I'm not playing.
He's
like, fine. I'm not playing anymore. And holy fuck, this was hard. I got like halfway through this, and I was like, I'm actually in like severe pain.
Yeah,
like this is actually brutal. Garnt couldn't finish it.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was I think it was the 1 week where you had to go home early.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So we were in this Indian place.
This man did not play.
Yeah, he was not playing around, and I think I could see him like in the corner of my eye. Just
was
like
watching
he was like watching us.
Giggling.
Because we've been there so many times. We order the same meal every time. We order like the most spicy option, and it's just like we
it's
finish
spicy,
it.
but it's not like
it's spicy.
Not like,
it's nice. It's a nice tingle on your tongue.
What if he was like, all right, the pussy boy is gone. Like I'm gonna give you guys the real shit now.
But it was by far the spiciest meal I've had in Japan.
Wow.
I could not finish it because it got to the point where it was just
my mouth got numb about near the last.
It was just
what is enjoyable about that though? I don't get it.
I don't know what it is because like the flavors get like enhanced by like being just beaten.
No, I get that to a certain extent, but the level you guys have it's just like I don't even know what flavor is anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it depends on the dish, right? Because I mean, you can go to like Koko Ichiban, and so to explain, have we talked about that before?
Kokoichi is like a Japanese curry.
They have it in America.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah.
And so you can go to this curry chain in Japan, and they have like a spice scale from 1 to 10, and like 10 is the most spiciest. And I've had the 10 before, and so has Connor. And for me, it was actually like really spicy, but it felt like
no flavor.
It just felt like you're adding spice for the sake of adding spice.
Right.
There are some dishes that I feel are designed to be spicy.
It's not like flavor enhanced spice, right?
Yeah. It's just spice for the sake of spice.
Yeah.
Like to me, like a mild Japanese curry at least is as good, if not better, than some of the spicier versions.
Right.
But there are some like Thai dishes and Indian dishes and Southeast Asian dishes where I feel if you don't have enough spice to it, there's missing a certain kick, a certain flavor
I get
to
that.
it.
It brings out a lot of flavors.
Yeah.
And also just a lot of endorphins from the pain. I'm constantly chasing.
I get the fact of like the spice enhances the flavor and stuff like that because I've had my fair share of like Southeast Asian food and stuff like that, which is quite spicy, and I'm just like, oh, this is hard to eat, but goddamn, like this probably tastes way better than without the spice. And then there's your guys' level of spice.
Well, see, the reason why I got into spicy food, because again, you have to bear in mind, my parents thought like paprika was spicy. So when I was growing up, I didn't really eat spicy food. But when I started doing YouTube, I started doing the like fucking stupid pepper challenges.
Yeah.
And then I'd done it so many times where I was like, I could handle the Carolina Reaper like semi-comfortably.
Right.
And I was like, shit, spicy food isn't spicy anymore because I've just been eating these peppers raw constantly for fucking YouTube challenges and Twitch live streams. So then I got to the point where I was like, oh God, this is like really good now. Like I really like it. Like habaneros on stuff is like perfect.
No,
like,
see, because like
I love that.
When we're talking about like kokoichi levels of spice, right? Because that's the easiest gauge when you're in Japan, right? It's like what level of kokoichi can you do? You immediately know. Like I can now do level 3.
Right.
But before, like a couple of years ago, I couldn't even do level 1.
That was back when Joe was wearing a diaper.
That's when I was wearing a diaper. That's when I was a true pussy boy.
I feel like you need something. You need at least like a 2.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, you guys can say that because you're used to this, because you've been eating it, you know. Like,
Yeah, but like
for a while.
I mean, I feel like even some foods where there's an option to pick a spicy version, I don't always pick the spicy version. It very much depends on the dish and whether it complements it or not.
Right. I mean, like, you know, now I can do a level 3, and now I understand, like, oh, you know, this is actually so much better with spice, you know, to a certain degree. But like, I had to kind of slowly trick my brain into thinking that, right? Because if you had given me a level 3 spicy kokoichi like 2 years ago, I would have been like, what is this shit? Like, this isn't enjoyable at all. Like, I seek enjoyment out of my meal, and this is not enjoyable. I'm in severe pain. But now I've like slowly started to appreciate the pain.
Yeah.
Right?
Joey says getting a level 3.
Yeah, I say that getting a level 3. Yo, this is But to me,
I'm feeling those endorphins now, man.
So, honestly, like to me, like that's fucking painful. But like it's good painful, right? And like now I'm finally starting to understand. I'm like, oh, okay. These like other friends I knew who could eat like level 7 and 8s, who I just thought were like absolute fucking maniacs.
It's like the noob anime character joins the soul arc. Or whatever.
It's like I kind of get it now. After my training arc, I'm slowly starting to get it now.
This episode of Trash Taste is sponsored by Crunchyroll.
This season, Crunchyroll is simulcasting new seasons of classics like My Hero Academia, as well as fresh titles including To Your Eternity, Odd Taxi, and Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. And now you can binge all of Jujutsu Kaisen from last season.
Thank God. What are you watching, Anime Zone?
I'm actually watching everything you mentioned because honestly, this season fucking slaps. I could recommend any of these, but if you want a shot in the dark, watch To Your Eternity. Try watching episode 1 and not crying your ass off.
That sounds amazing.
As always, you get the biggest catalog of anime content with over 30,000 episodes available at any time in subs and dubs.
And you can watch titles for free on Crunchyroll or try a 14-day free trial of their premium membership to skip the ads and access simulcasting with Japan.
Follow the link on screen or down below in that description at www.crunchyroll.com/trashtaste. So what are you waiting for? Start watching some anime, and then you can come talk about it on Trash Taste.
Well, right there's a seat for you right there.
Because we're not going to do it.
Thank you, Crunchyroll, for sponsoring this anime podcast. Back to the episode.
Well, it's really weird, right? Because, like, you know, obviously you grew up in a Thai household eating spice food all your life, right?
Yeah.
And you'd think I would be the same because, like, my dad fucking loves spicy food. Like, you know, like the death sauce that they sell here? My dad would just put that in meals.
I like that. It's
Yeah,
good. It's good
right? Like you got, but to me, I was like, why are you putting cyanide in a perfectly nice meal? Why would you poison this meal like this? Because then he would fucking serve it up to the family.
Oh my God.
And we would have to eat it.
That reminds me, my older brother, he was growing Carolina Reapers.
Yeah.
And
Why?
well,
That's a good question.
Because he liked spicy food. But
Yeah.
one time, this was right before I moved to Japan, he gave them to my parents and just told them that they were like normal peppers.
Oh my, why would you do that? That is truly evil.
So we're like, what happened?
That's a true crime story waiting to happen.
Yeah, so what happened was that they were like, oh yeah, they were saying like, oh, Brett's been growing some peppers and he's given us some. So I'm going to put them in the stir fry tonight. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. I didn't know that they were
Carolina
Reapers or ghost peppers, one or the other. I mean, they're both fucking hot. But yeah, bear in mind, my parents do believe that paprika is spicy. I'm not joking. They'll probably. My dad watches the podcast. He'll be like, you're lying, Connor. And so they made me. It's the way they did the stir fries. They make it and they give it to me first, and then they make it for my dad, and my mum makes it for herself last. And it's like this is like 5 minutes in between. So I'm eating this stir fry, and I'm getting kind of like. I'm like, this hurts. And I'm thinking like, oh, whoa. My mum, what peppers did you use? She's like, this is your brother. He grew them and gave them to us. And I'm like, did he say what kind of peppers they were? So no, he just said he grew them. And I'm like, They got a little kick to them. They got a little, just a bit. I was like, they got a bit of kick to them. I'm like, because they put all of them in, like 7 or 8.
All
of
of
them.
them.
Like
Fucking hell.
7 or 8 ghost peppers. All of them.
Your brother's trying to kill your parents.
Yeah.
Well, my parents didn't know. They thought they were like the
like an
non-spicy.
Wait, did your parents eat them?
Yeah. So what happened next is that I warned them. I was like, I really think I'm like, bear in mind, I'm like, really think that you should like go easy on the peppers on yours. If you can like kind of get them out a little bit, I think you should do that. Like, no, it's fine. We've had it before. We've had these peppers before.
Pictures taken before disaster.
And then at that point, I was like, you know what? Fine. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's just see what happens.
Let's just see how this unfolds.
So I'm there, like literally, like that meme of that kid at the vein in his forehead after just eating these peppers, trying to keep a straight face, like. And my dad, he's about to eat it. He takes one spoonful and he's like, yeah. Wow, that's really that's really spicy, huh? Wow. And he was just like started like crying. I thought it was so funny. And my mum thought he was over-exaggerating.
Right.
So my mum was like, oh, I'll try it too.
Oh my God.
And my mum starts doing the exact same thing. She starts fucking going after like one bite. And they just couldn't finish it. They just started drinking milk for like 20 minutes.
What do they expect?
They were just dying. It was the funniest shit. I don't know.
I mean, if I was your parents, I'd take one look at you and be like, oh, he's probably not making this shit up.
Well, I thought they thought I was exaggerating with how much spice I could deal.
Yeah.
And I was texting my brother after I ate a bite. I was like, what the fuck are these peppers? These aren't, what peppers are these? What are these, habaneros, ghost pepper? And he was like, oh, Carolina Reaper. And I'm like, why would you give them to my parents? You know they can't eat these.
Your parents, it's just bants, isn't it?
It's just bants. Casually kill mum and dad.
Your parents trust you
They
too much.
I think from that point onwards, they just never accepted any peppers.
I wouldn't. Fucking hell.
Because I saw them and I thought, they're like, oh God, they look like ghost peppers.
Some interesting shaped peppers you got there.
They don't look like the thin green ones. They look like the big plump, like the shriveled like ones.
Like Satan's toe.
Yeah. They don't
What's
look
like the spiciest thing you've had?
I'd probably say habanero.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's spiciest.
I mean, other than the fucking like death sauce that like the.
Wait, have you ever eaten like a Carolina Reaper or like a
No,
ghost pepper?
why would I do that?
Oh my God, we need to do that.
No.
YouTube challenge?
Why would I do that?
Because it'd be fun.
No, it won't. For you.
Let's build up your tolerance.
For you guys, it would be.
It's not that bad. People on YouTube just
Trial by fire.
trial by fire, trial by fire, trial by fire.
Why did I teach them that phrase?
People on YouTube, when I watched it, because I think I first saw Rhett and Link do it back in like 2012, and they were like, and it's not that bad. It's just like, it is just discomfort.
Why would I willingly put myself into discomfort?
It just makes great content.
Yeah.
Fuck, you got me there.
Mate, you've eaten these
Who doesn't love killing themselves for content?
You've eaten these like monster ramen, wanker soba. Like, why would you? That's way worse.
How did you know? How did you know I'll do anything for content?
Yeah, because you're a YouTuber.
That's how YouTubers' minds works, right?
You got me there.
I won't
You
do
got me
it.
there.
We're going to film it?
Yeah, you gonna
Fuck
film it?
Okay,
All right,
okay.
next trash taste special.
Bet.
The winner doesn't have to eat a Carolina Reaper.
Oh, I am
the two losers do.
Dude, that's gonna be the hardest run to a W in my existence.
Yeah. Like,
And then if it's one of us, you have to eat 3. You have to eat 1. Is that fair?
So what? So I'm eating one either way?
Yeah, of course. Well, no. If like, let's say you win, me and Garnt have to eat 3 each.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's not gonna do anything to you guys.
No, three will fuck me up.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
I'm be high as fuck.
On those
The
endorphins.
endorphins like mess with your head,
It
man.
does.
Yeah.
It does. Like I remember, like the first time I probably had like a ghost pepper or a Trinidad Tobago or like Carolina Reaper. The spice high. I thought I'd heard about it before, but I didn't realize it was literally like getting high.
Yeah.
Like and you feel the after effects for like hours afterwards because you feel this like warm tingly glow.
Yeah,
And you just feel like you did something nice and you're like, ooh, what's
It's like
going
when the
on?
initial 20 minutes of pain is over, it's just like, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of.
Meilyne looks very unimpressed, unconvinced.
I mean, look,
It is great.
I mean, I've had the death sauce that they sell here, which is technically ghost pepper sauce, but like it's
Watered down now.
yeah, but that's the thing, right? It's like if we're talking like just raw peppers, like I've only done habanero.
Yeah, I mean, I think the spiciest thing, like singular thing I've ever had was back in university where it was like, it wasn't even like a ghost pepper, it was a ghost pepper extract.
Oh yeah, the extract.
The
Oh,
extract, which is like
shit.
even more like it wasn't like a sauce.
It's concentrated ghost
No,
pepper,
yeah,
isn't it?
exactly. It was just like the pure extract, and I'd never like at this point, I'd obviously like still grown up on spicy food, but I'd never had like a ghost pepper or like an actual one of the famous hot peppers that
Yeah.
people do YouTube challenges over about. So I remember this. We were drinking, and my mate he had this ghost pepper extract that he was like daring people
What, he
to
was
do.
just carrying it around, was he?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
because
he's that asshole.
yeah, he was like that guy. He was the guy. You know the guy who would show people the 2 girls 1 cup kind of videos.
We all had that one friend.
like
God.
the Pain Olympics. He was
Oh,
that
God.
friend. So of course he had this ghost
I was
pepper
that
extra.
friend.
Oh, Garnt only found out what goatee was recently, which I found really funny.
Wait, what was that?
You only found out what goatee was like 2 weeks ago. Garnt didn't know what it was. And if you don't know what it is, please don't
Look it up,
It is
please.
someone's cheeks being spread. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, so he had this ghost pepper extract.
Yeah.
And of course, we were drinking as you were at university.
Really?
And, really.
Yeah.
And it got into the point where we were like tipsy enough to start, contemplating doing stupid shit.
Of
And
course.
of course, he's
Gonna commit credit card fraud?
yeah, he's an experienced friend where he brings it out at exactly the right time of the night where everyone's intoxicated enough to like think that it's a good idea to
What
Yeah.
a horrible mate. What a horrible friend.
Yeah.
Just waiting until everyone is just semi-stupid so they start feeding them poison.
Yeah, exactly. So he brings out this extract and he's like, yo, I dare anyone to fucking do this, right? And I see people doing it, and they're taking like the tiniest little like drop.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
It's not even a drop. It's like less than a drop,
Yeah.
right? And I see people fucking dying, and me, being like, these
The
weak
giga chad that I am.
these weak ass white guys don't know their fucking spice. Look at all these guys, right? And so it gets to my turn, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'll show you how a man does it. So like there's
Famous last
You've
words.
never ever said that out loud. That's not a Garnt phrase.
no, if there's one thing I was confident over,
true.
it's
It's
taking
spice,
fucking
yeah.
spice level. So
I don't
like,
think you'd ever say, and I quote, "Let me show you how a man does."
so how the extract works is like you have this like tiny little spoon, right?
Yeah.
That you can like put like one little drip on. So
Yeah.
like I fill up the spoon and I just fucking
Oh,
shove it in my
no.
mouth.
What's wrong with you?
Why would you do
I did not know how spicy it was, right?
Right.
And I never knew that I could literally feel like I'd been shot in the face until I like it was just the biggest instant regrets moment of my life. Like normally you see people taking like they take the Carolina Reaper, they chew on it, and there's like this delay.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
No, there was
like
not
instant.
there was not a single
it's like-
delay.
it's
my
pure capsaicin,
yeah,
right?
my body went into like fight or flight mode immediately. Like I was fine. I took it, and then like 5 seconds later, I swear I was in the fucking fetal position, just like oh god, it hurts so much.
I want to try this now. This sounds fun.
It's okay. So
What? What do you want?
Sounds interesting. I'd like to try
I
that.
will say I do not recommend it. As someone who can handle my spice, I literally it was not
Advice taken. Don't worry.
it was
You don't
not
have
a
to tell
pleasant
me.
I
experience.
was always that kid who saw like Jackass. I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah, because what happened is I was out of commission for the entire night,
Yeah, of
right?
course you
because
were.
because it was so spicy that it just induced my gag reflex. So I was on the toilet. I was like in the bathroom for like a good 3 hours, just like gagging on the toilet. Couldn't throw up. It was just like my gag reflex, just like my body trying to throw up this thing that was like one little drop. So there was nothing to throw up. It was like a drop, right? But it had induced this gag reflex, and I was on the toilet for about 3 hours, and my university mates, being the good mates that they were, they just kind of went clubbing and
Just left you.
Just left you while you're on the toilet.
What fantastic mates you
What
have
a
there,
fantastic group of mates. Well, that's why I'm not friends with them anymore. But
Garnt. That's why I lost those friends.
long story short, I'm not in contact with any of my uni mates anymore. But
To be fair, I'm not in contact with many either. But
Yeah.
they didn't poison me. And
Yeah,
leave
exactly.
me.
They were nice to me.
Maybe what if it was all a ruse, Garnt, where they all agreed to take small amounts of this just so that Garnt would step up to the plate and be like, let me show you how
Yeah,
it's
they were
done.
all like, we want to go clubbing, but we don't want to take Garnt.
yeah,
How can we knock him out?
Let's get him out of commission. I know a way. I know a way that Garnt will fall for it. I think that's what they did, Garnt, maybe.
the spice challenge. But yeah, that's like I think I've read that no one has ever died from spice before, or like
You
from
can go into shock though, can't you?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. Meilyne, look it up. Has anyone ever died from spice?
Yeah, they can go into
Yeah.
shock.
Okay.
So you can't die from the chemical itself, but you can die from shock.
You can die from the pain it induces. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
yeah.
which is shock, yeah.
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 You can go in like cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
basically.
always fun.
Yeah, basically, just don't do something
Just
stupid.
don't go
like-
into cardiac arrest.
just don't just
Doctors hate it.
just get better arteries.
10 ways to stop heart attacks. Just don't go into
just
cardiac arrest.
don't take ghost pepper extract or any kind of extract.
You know, I
'cause,
wasn't going to.
yeah.
And I think I'm still not going to.
Yeah.
I think that's what I've taken with it.
Yeah, I'm good.
You can
stop
just,
breathing.
Okay.
just manually pump those bitches. Just
Yeah.
like, just God, CPR me. I've still let my lungs stop.
It was just like that scene from fucking Pulp Fiction, right?
Yeah.
Where I'm just passed down. They have to get the fucking needle and inject it straight
The
into my
adrenaline.
heart.
Oh, it's so scary.
Oh my
Fuck.
God.
Oh god.
My God.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna take it one step at a time when it comes to spice. Like
Yeah.
I'm doing a pretty good job going up the ladder. I feel.
Yeah.
Just wondering about CPR. Sorry, because just talk about moving my chest.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm too British to do CPR. I feel like I'd be like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Is this too much? Is this too much pressure?" While I'm trying to save their life, I'm like, "What? Oh, is that okay? That looks
Do you
chill."
know? Do you know how to do CPR?
Yeah, so I was a lifeguard, so we had to do it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Luckily, I always stop those little fuckers before they stop breathing.
Did you ever have to like do it? to
No,
someone,
God,
or-
no, no. You don't. You'd know which kids were going to drown right before they walked in. 100%.
Why?
I wish I was joking.
How do you know?
Okay. I may as well just tell stories about being a lifeguard because it's just so many.
Yeah.
So basically, whilst I was working at McDonald's, I wanted to be a lifeguard because, well, I could swim.
It's a good start.
I was a really strong swimmer, and there was a course that I did that took about a week, and it was really weird to have to do because I had to sacrifice a week of school vacation. So I only had 1 week, and I spent it learning how to be a lifeguard. I paid like $400, and then I couldn't get a job for like a year and a half because they were all like, "Yeah, you don't have experience." Because I was like 17.
Right.
That catch-22.
Yeah, right. I was like, "Oh, they don't hire me." But eventually, because it paid really well. At the time, McDonald's paid me £4.10 an hour, which is this much in dollars, and the lifeguarding paid £9.10 an hour.
Oh wow.
Which at the time,
Dude, that's a minted job,
bro,
Yeah.
it was but cause the thing was you had to have a week of training, you had to pay for it all. And
That's
you
a
had to,
double
like,
shift at McDonald's right there.
Yeah.
And is on paper, it looks like an easy ass job because all you have to do is sit there for 30 minutes and then you get a 20-minute break. And then you sit there for 30 minutes,
Yeah.
you get a 20-minute break. And that was it, basically.
Yeah.
But when you're new, they put you on at least mine did, they put me on the shifts where it was kids' birthday parties. And like, because my mum swam at that pool, and then they never put me on the shift with the old people because old people don't drown.
Yeah.
Old people know because they swim.
know their limits.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they all go to the swimming club all the time, and it's they're not going to, and it's apart from like freak accidents which never happen, and like people don't drown in pools in the UK. The year that I became a lifeguard, 0 people died from pools in the UK.
Well, that's good.
So this doesn't happen. Why are you laughing, Meilyne? Until I started the job. But like, okay, so have you ever seen those floats that take up all the pool?
Oh,
Right.
like
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
lanes and stuff, or
The whole pool. It's like a big inflatable.
I've never seen.
Yeah,
that,
I've
no.
seen that.
You never seen these? You seen these, Meilyne? You ever seen these? Google it. Like it's like a picture on screen. Literally, they're these massive kind of like total wipeout-esque courses
Right.
that you can inflate, and they take up the whole pool. And if you fall off, you fall in the water.
Oh, that
It's
sounds
great.
fun as
Dude,
fuck.
It's bad. It was when I was a kid. I loved the kid who.
That sounds like a trash day special waiting to happen, isn't it?
It's like imagine like a bouncy house on water.
That sounds fun as fuck. What
No,
the fuck?
dude, it is. It's
Bouncy
literally
house.
Imagine a total wipeout obstacle course on water, dude. It's bad. Dude. When I was 12, I loved this shit.
Can we do that?
Dude, we can. Yeah, we
Yeah, I
can
wanna.
rent out a pool somewhere.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Go back to the UK. We'll go and rent one. So like you could basically for kids' birthday parties, there'd be like a 5 or 6 year old who'd rent it out. Now,
Yeah.
problem is with kids' birthday parties is that not every parent thinks that kids need to be taught how to swim.
Right.
I think because parents forget that kids need to be taught how to swim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you just take it for granted. So what ends up happening is obviously it's a birthday party. Everyone invites their whole class. Now half the kids in the class don't know how to swim.
Yeah.
But they still are invited and go anyway.
Yeah.
So, I'd be sitting there on my thing and I can tell immediately which one of these kids can't swim. Yeah, they look like that, Joe.
Oh, that looks fun as fuck. What
Yeah,
the hell?
Yeah.
So they'd be like
Next special.
it'd be like a climbing thing and then you have to go through pylons and there's a slide at the
Yeah.
Now, you could tell immediately when you look at these kids which couldn't swim. They just had a look in their eyes where they were like, fuck. I've never been in this before. What do I do? And
That's a big like thing of water.
because they're also, kids are like that thing where like most kids have like a built-in like danger system.
Yeah,
where they're
yeah,
like,
of course.
Yeah.
like it's like heights, right? Kids know that they're scared of heights. Kids know that water is like weird and scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the kids that run in it right away, normally like they can swim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so you'd be doing this thing, right? And there'd be kids. And then you'd see this kid, and you just tell again, you can tell he doesn't look confident, right? His
Yeah.
technique's poor, looking at the water, really scared.
Like toe first, right?
Yeah.
Into the water, yeah.
And so they'd climb on this thing, and bear in mind, it starts at the shallow end and it goes to the deep end,
Right,
where
right,
you
right.
get off.
Right.
And then we're talking like, I don't know, like 2 meters deep.
Yeah.
No, more than that. It's like
3 meters?
5 meters deep.
5 meters.
5 meters deep at the pool I worked at.
That's pretty fucking deep
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
for a kid's
That's like a
pool.
diving
So these
pool.
kids,
Yeah.
these kids would just walk, right? And then they'd get to the end of this obstacle course, and you could see it that they were like, "What do I do?" Everyone else is going down this slide,
Yeah.
and they're being egged on by their friends, and they just
Yeah.
go down the slide, and they would just go down.
This is sink.
They just sank. They didn't come back up. They just wouldn't come back up.
Fucking
And you'd
hell.
wait like 2 seconds just to like make sure nothing, like, just to make sure they don't come back up.
Yeah.
And then you have 2 choices. You can either jump in, or you can get a really long pole and like poke them with it, and hope they
Get up.
well, normally.
I just hope they're still alive.
So what? I mean, basically, if a kid was splashing around, be like, you just give him a pole, and he'll grab.
Oh,
onto
like
it.
grab onto it.
Because
Right,
they'll
right,
grab
right,
on. They'll grab
yeah.
onto
Yeah.
anything, right? But if you if they don't swim, and they just sink, which is like, fuck. It's
Yeah.
like, I gotta fucking go in. So then I have to go in, and this would happen like 3 or 4 times, sometimes in like one session.
Fucking hell.
Because these kids are just terrible. And I would go and jump in. I would get a kid. I'd be
Yeah.
like, what are you doing? Stop. Don't go near the deep end.
Yeah.
And then he would go. And he would go near it again. And I'd blow the whistle back. What are you doing? And then I look away for a second. I look back. He's at the deep end again. Jumps in. Drowns again. I have to go in and get him. And I tell his parents off. And his parents have a go at me and complain to my manager, saying that it's not my place to tell her what to teach her kids. And I'm like, it's not my place. I could just let your kid drown, huh? See what happens then. She went like full Karen mode on me, tried to get me fired because I bollocked her in front of her. Like,
What?
parents.
Because you saved their kid.
Because I went, after I saved his kid twice, I held his hand and I was like, come, where's your mum? Show me where your mum is. And then we went to his mum.
Where's your mum?
I was like, what are you doing? I was like, why are you letting this kid into this pool without any armbands or anything? And she's like,
Like,
oh.
didn't have any floaties or anything.
Oh, yeah, why would? That's
So-
what I thought. Why
so-
didn't they have armbands?
Yeah.
Right? You know what her reason was? She was like, I don't want him to feel like he's like, the weird one, the one who can't swim. And I'm like,
But he is the
I'm
one who
like-
can't
I'm like,
swim.
that's because he can't swim. He will fucking drown. Do you understand how this works? Like, I'm like, did you ever teach him how to swim? No. I'm like, why are you letting him do this? This is really irresponsible. And then I just left. And this was in front of all her friends because they had like a viewing balcony.
Yeah.
And then she complained saying, I didn't need to do that in front of all her friends. It was really inappropriate of me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but like, how you saw your kid drown once and thought, oh, I'll let him keep swimming.
Yeah.
I'll let him keep going. That really pissed me off. I'm still really annoyed about that.
Yeah, that's just
I
fucking
mean,
irresponsible.
that just sounds like bad parenting.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah.
The people that stuff like they would just let their kids
Unless
do it, it's
unless the
terrible.
parent was like, fuck, I've been trying to get rid of him for a
Yeah,
while.
they're like, fuck that.
Sabotaged again.
that insurance plan, damn, it's really expensive, monthly.
And that's a really late abortion plan. That is.
Do they? Wow.
Do they actually?
Oh my God.
Oh, that looks amazing.
Can you send that?
Next
picture?
special.
Then?
Get ready. Next special. We're fucking
like,
doing it.
Doesn't this look amazing?
So
I'm
like,
hoping-
dude, and it was a really good job. Other than that, like, it's just like kids are just like don't know how to swim, and you can tell the moment they can't swim.
yeah.
Yeah, they would also, if you ever tried to, sometimes if you'd, they taught you, and I never thought I'd have to use this. They teach you how to kick someone off you if they're like trying to drag you down. If
Oh, well,
you're
I
trying
mean,
to save
yeah.
someone. If you're trying to save someone, right?
If I'm drowning, you're coming with me.
Well, because some people, right, when they think they're drowning, they panic, and what
Yeah.
they do is that they push you down
Yeah.
because they think I want to get up,
Yeah.
and it's not like a selfish thing where they're like,
Yeah.
It's just an
fuck you.
instinctual
They're like,
thing, right? Yeah.
I'm dying and you're dying with me.
literally, it's like instincts kick in for
Yeah.
them, and they
Yeah.
think I'm gonna push you down
Yeah.
to get up so I can
Was
breathe.
what was the technique?
So what you do is
It's like aim for the head.
so what you
Nave.
so if they're trying to like grab onto you and push
Yeah.
you down, you grab them by the arms
Yeah.
and so let's say you're equal now in the water. We're both on top of the water. Heads up. You grab them and like you go down under the water and you kick them up and kick them off you.
Right.
And so you push them away. And then you basically just grab them by the face. When you... I'm not kidding. When you save someone, you're supposed to grab them by the chin like this and like pull them.
Holy shit.
Or you can, there's some other ways, but that's the easiest because that way you can kind of just do it like at your own pace. You can kind of, there's other ways like you can grab them, but that's really awkward. It depends like how big they are. And if you like, if it's like a child, like sometimes grabbing them by the face might be a bit much. Fuck, get over here, get over here.
just imagine you like dual wielding children, like grabbing in the face.
You know, the worst thing was as well is that when you, this is the thing that like you don't really think about is that you don't bring spare uniforms because that's not really a thing. So if you go in and you save a kid and it's still your shift, you just go right back to the chair. And you're soaking. And you know, some people, they take the time. Like the first time I did it, I thought I have to go in right away. I have to save their life right away. And I wouldn't take my shoes off or anything. But then I realized all the people who were like experienced, they would just walk down slowly. They would just take off their shoes and socks because they knew they had time and they knew like it's a pool. They know they're going to grab them right away. So they're like, I'm not getting my Nike Air Maxes wet. What the fuck, bro? Like,
I just imagine there's like a kid drowning and the guy's like,
it would
start
literally,
the timer.
they sit down like this, right? They see them like, because if they're flailing, you got plenty of time. So they would just like sit, they'd like walk down really slowly like this, you know, and then they'd be like, okay. Take the watch off like this, you know, like that. And then they would go in and get them. It was really funny. I just thought it was really bizarre. But then I was like, why did you do that? Isn't that like bad? They're like, no, they're not going to drown. They're not
going to drown.
I know the average time it takes for a human to drown.
Well, the moment you have to be worried is if they don't come back up. That's when you have to like immediately go in. So that was all like, that was fine. And like, again, this like never happened ever. This is only with little kids because little kids are dumb. I mean, I make out these stories to be a lot more exciting than they are. In general, the job was extremely boring. Like it is one of the hardest jobs to do, just out of sheer insanity. Like you sit there for 30 minutes at a time, just watching people swim. Then you take a 20-minute break and then you go back to it. And this is like for like 6 hours. You're just watching people swim. And at first it's such a weird thing to do because I'm like, yo, what if people get a problem with me like staring at them while they're swimming? You know, like because I'm like, you don't stare at people normally, but we gotta watch the pool, right? But then you're like, fuck, is it weird that I'm looking at people? Like there's parents watching me. What if they think I'm looking at their kid too much? But I'm just making sure that they're not drowning, okay? It's not weird, right?
Well, according to that one parent,
I wasn't even thinking about that until you said it.
This is the thing. These are the thoughts you have when you're going insane, sitting there for 6 hours thinking like, is it weird? Is it weird that I'm looking at everyone for like this long? I'm going insane.
Sounds like an existential crisis.
I know,
what is my job?
I legitimately started like going insane working there because I was like, you have to just think.
Wait, so how long did you do that for?
God, about just under a year, and then I went to, and then I moved away. But yeah, I got that job from doing a different job, which I'll talk about at a different time. It's completely different, and it was really funny as well. But like lifeguarding in general is like super boring, but the pay was really good because you have to get the qualification. And you have to be taught a lot of stuff.
Well, I mean, you're there to save lives.
Right? Yeah, and the course is quite hard, like, and you have to redo it every year. And so I can't be a lifeguard now because I didn't renew it.
Oh, right.
So, but for the 1 year, it was. I mean, it was fine. I mean, the pay was insane for like being 18 and
I feel like learning the basic first aid skills is really fucking important.
Yeah, it was really helpful
because I was never taught it.
We don't get taught it in the UK.
Yeah, we don't get taught. So I don't know how to do CPR. I mean,
they come in once and are like push the chest and blow.
Oh,
I didn't even get that. I didn't even get that.
Oh, really?
We taught it every year.
Oh, I mean,
like during high school.
That'll be fucking like I do not know how to do the fucking Heimlich maneuver.
Oh, yeah, we had to learn that as well.
Yeah.
We used to have to learn like all the basics. I should
probably learn it now because it's gonna be real awkward if I'm gonna be like, hold on, let me just bring up this YouTube tutorial for a second. All right, wait. I got an unskippable.
Wait, it's sponsored. Hold on.
I got an unskippable ad. Hold on a second.
Yeah,
Wi-Fi. Where's the Wi-Fi? Fuck.
Yeah, a lot of aspects of the job were fun.
Yeah,
but not many. And like I had to like clean as well, like clean all the toilets and showers, which was like, I mean, I didn't know I was going to do that, but
Glad you spent $400 to clean toilets.
Yeah, it's like fuck, man. I mean, it's just you're there, and when you're wrapping up and there's no one left in the pool, you just start cleaning because that's what you're supposed to do. But yeah, and then sometimes I had to like, because even though I wasn't teaching the kids, but for the kids who are like 1 year old and they're learning how to swim, there had to be someone in the water constantly with them.
Right.
And those kids just fucking like don't let go of you. And it's like, no, get off me, you little shit. It's like WrestleMania with like babies. It's like, get off me. You're supposed to learn how to swim. But the moment they let go of the wall, they're like, and they suddenly gain the grip strength of like a grown man. It was just, I mean, it was all right job, really. It was just paid well. But
The kids at the pool are scary.
just kids, man. Kids fucking suck. And if your kid can't swim, teach him how to swim.
Yeah, I mean, like, when did you guys learn how to swim?
Oh, my mom like swims competitively. Still does.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I got it from right now. So she still does like triathlons and stuff.
Oh shit.
And she's like
Jesus.
one of the like fastest women in her area, and she's like nearly 55 or something like that. Yeah.
Damn.
She's a beast.
Athletic as fuck.
She's so much more healthy than me. It's not even, it's so sad. Like when I go back home and she wants to like go on a bike ride, I'm like dying, and she's like just like freezing.
A casual 50k bike ride. Let's go.
No, that's what she does. She's like 50k bike ride, nothing.
Did she watch the cycling special? And
Yeah,
I was
she
like, I
thought
thought
I
I
was
raced you
pathetic.
better.
Yeah, she's like pathetic. Connor. I'm like, no, really, the footage. If you saw the raw footage, mum, you'd know. But yeah, so my mum taught me like I've always known how to swim. I don't remember not being able to swim.
I went to like a swimming school.
Yeah.
I remember like swimming was part of my curriculum in like school.
Oh really?
Yeah. So we had like a local like swimming pool next,
Yeah.
like not next to our school, but like really, really close to our school. And remember, one like Monday mornings was just dedicated to learning how to swim. That's good.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not a strong swimmer by any means,
Yeah.
but I still know the basics. I still know how to swim. Like to me, it's still scary. Whenever I go out and I swim and I can't feel the bottom, I don't know. There's like the fear
There's something
kicks.
so wholesome about hearing that.
Why?
I don't know. It just sounds like a child problem. It's just like, my little
that's
toes can't touch the floor.
No, I mean in a swimming pool is fine, but like out in the sea. I remember the first time.
No,
I had-
what's worse is when I can actually feel like something
yeah, when you
underneath.
kick something?
And, you
Yeah,
kick
yeah,
something.
yeah.
That's when I'm scared.
Yeah, I mean, like if like, I don't know, something like in a pool, completely fine. I don't give a shit if I can't feel the bottom. If I'm like, I remember the first time I realized it when we were on the beach. It was Brighton Beach as well, so it wasn't exactly a fucking thrilling beach. And I remember like my mates we kind of just like, oh yeah, let's go swim out and swim out, you know, to where like the fucking boys are. And I've never done it before, but I knew how to swim. And I remember we got there, and this is the first time in my life that I had swum that far out.
Right.
And this is the first time in my life where I got to this point and I started kicking down, and my whole life experience had taught me, no matter how deep it is, you can still stand up.
Yeah.
And so it was this realization where we get there and we start floating on the water, and I'm just like, where's the floor? Where's the ocean
This is what
floor?
happens when you're 6 foot. You just take floors for granted.
Yeah, exactly right. Like I've never had a swimming pool where like I couldn't like stand up at least on like my tiptoes. Or like I sink down a little bit, and then you know I can still see like the surface of the water. I'm still on my tiptoes. I can reach the surface quite easily. So this was the first time where I'd gone this far out, and I had the realization of, oh, okay. There is no edges to this pool that I can quickly grab onto. I've got to swim literally like all the way back to the fucking beach, and the beach, like you know that scene in like movies where you know the character gets vertigo, where they look down and like the ground just suddenly like zooms out.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I look. That's exactly what the beach looked like when I turned around, and it just like the beach just went zoom like that, and I was just like, oh shit.
That's why you don't really, you shouldn't be swimming if you're getting even like 1% tired. Like you should turn back.
Yeah, I was already pretty tired.
Yeah, you should turn the fuck
That's how
around.
people drown.
That was probably like the closest I'd come to drowning as well. And
People get tired and they swim out, and then they're tired by the time they turn around, and they're fucked. It's so sad.
And yeah, I remember turning around and being like, okay, I've got to fucking do this because one of the scariest
My
things.
life literally depends
my
on it.
life literally depends on it. And I was like, guys, I think I got to turn back. And I don't think I kind of conveyed how fucking terrified I was to my mates, because they were like, yeah, we're just gonna keep going with our school review, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna turn back now. So yeah,
What a great group of friends you
I
have.
was just those are bad mates, mate. If they're letting you like do that.
dude. I mean, I didn't have a good group of mates when I was growing up.
If I heard even
unfortunately.
like a breath from my friend that sounded a little too heavy when we're swimming,
Yeah.
I'm like, turn the fuck around.
Yeah, turn
bro.
around, dude.
Get the fuck back.
Fucking hell.
Especially when you get further out, the waves get stronger. So it's
Exactly.
Can't really,
And then the currents come in, and that's when
Yeah.
it gets really fucking scary.
Yeah. I mean, I can't think of anything more depressing than just fucking dying on Brighton Beach as well. At least if I'm going to die on a beach, let me die on a good beach.
Like a nice beach.
Like, come to Wales, man. We've got the finest beaches. We've got the finest beaches, man.
My fondest memory as a kid, because Australia, every fucking house has like a pool in it, because otherwise you can't survive the fucking summer.
Yeah.
You can't survive the summer otherwise. But my fondest memory, and I don't know if this is like a collective like memory for everyone, like every kid who like swam in a pool, but did you used to do this thing where you would go under the water and then you would pretend to like walk
Yeah, of
under
of course,
to
of
feel
course.
like you're in like on the moon?
Of course.
That's the only memory I have of being in a pool. Even though I went to swimming school for like 7 years to like learn how to like do all these like different swimming things and like all these fun activities and whatnot, the only thing I remember is like, yeah, I'm on the moon.
What intelligent thoughts is Joey having today? I'm on
That's
the
just-
moon.
The whole time you were talking about like the pool, that's in my head. That was just replaying over and over again. I'm like, I want to go swim in a pool again. It's sad because it's so fucking hard to like find a place to swim.
It's like
in
no
Japan.
pools here. It's like they hate swimming for some reason.
Unless you fucking pay $150 a month to go to a gym that also just happens to have a pool in it.
I'd pay to go to a gym with a pool in it. Fuck. I
Yeah,
want
I
to swim.
just want to go to like a pool. And
I
just
I
swim.
haven't seen a pool anywhere.
Yeah, honestly.
It's weird to think that
yeah.
they just don't like pools.
Yes, well, I mean, I don't know how statistically correct this is, but there's a lot of even adults in Japan that would just never learn to swim.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Strange.
if it
There's
wasn't
pools
part of
everywhere
if it
in
wasn't
the
part
UK.
of my curriculum, I probably would not have learned how to swim. As I don't know where I would have gotten the motivation to be like, okay, I'm going to go out and figure out how I'm going to fucking
There's
flow through water.
pools everywhere in the UK.
Yeah,
They're
because
like, and they're public. So
yeah.
like they're,
Yeah,
they're,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
You can just pay like a £2 and you can
Yeah,
go swimming.
because in Australia, it's
Yeah.
almost like second nature to be like, oh, your kid is like 3 to 5 years old. Well, then we're going to take you to swimming school. Like, it's
Yeah.
just no question.
As someone who's a lifeguard, has there any was it pretty common for like you to find pieces of shit in your pool? Just like
It happened like so in like a
It
year.
happens.
It was like Code Brown, so it was like Code
Brown.
That's what it was. You'd have to empty. Everyone has to get out, and you have to close the pool because you have to
Really?
you have to re-sanitize it because
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, obviously.
contaminated.
Yeah.
Because like obviously there's tons of piss in there, but you can't see it. But the
Yeah.
moment you see a giant Mars bar floating in there, you gotta fish it out, and then you gotta kick
Yeah.
everyone out. Same if like someone throws up. I think more people threw up than
Throwing up in a pool? Oh, I guess
Yeah.
from drinking all the pool water.
maybe
right?
people. Some kids are stupid. They would like. Some of them would drink the pool water.
Yeah,
which-
yeah,
or
yeah,
some
yeah.
of them would just eat a lot and they'd like jump around and then swim a bunch, get really exhausted, and then they would throw up.
Yeah.
how long would it take to fucking sanitize the pool?
I don't know. We had like a Roomba that did it. There was like a Roomba that went around
fuck?
like the bottom, and there was a bunch
Oh,
of
yeah, like the little, yeah, we used to have
pool
those.
cleaner.
Yeah,
it
like
would
pool
go
cleaner
around
things.
and it would clean it, but the water is like never like emptied.
Yeah.
It's just like
just
circled.
salted,
Yeah,
right?
it's just
Yeah.
circled.
Yeah.
And you got to do a chlorine test every like 2 hours
Yeah.
to make sure the chlorine levels are okay. But I never did that. I wasn't allowed to. They were like, we don't trust you with the chlorine.
We don't trust you
We don't
with the
trust you with
chemicals.
the chlorine, Connor. Get at it. No, I mean, I was never like the manager there, so I was just like
Yeah.
there.
Because
just
I remember still having like fucking vivid memories when I was like learning how to swim,
Hmm.
just like finding a shit in like the swimming pool.
Yeah,
Right?
it happened like
It-
twice, I think, to me.
Yeah, because like it would never float. It would always be at the bottom.
Yeah.
And like as a kid, I was just like because I was always been short sighted. I was always short sighted, right?
Right.
My entire life, and I didn't know this until I was like maybe 10 years old that I was short sighted. Oh my god! I remember. I remember as a kid, right? I would be sitting really close to the TV because I could, like, when I'm playing
Couldn't
games
see
or
it.
whatever,
Yeah.
my mom was just like, "Stop sitting so close to the TV," and I was like, "But I can't see it," and my mom's just like, "Look harder." You're not looking hard enough.
Get better eyes.
Oh my god.
And then, yeah. And then it was only when we realized that when I was a
That
little
your
older
eyes
in
were
life
fucked.
that I was just born with bad eyesight,
Right,
unfortunately.
right.
So as a kid, I didn't have glasses at the time, so I would be swimming in the pool and I would see this like little. I remember seeing this like little black fucking thing, like in the corner of this pool, right?
What
And
did you do?
and it was fucking blurry as fuck, right? So I'm just like, what the fuck is this black thing
No!
in the corner of the pool? I've never seen a
No,
black
don't
thing
tell me you did
in the
what I
corner of
think
the
you
pool.
did.
And so, like, out of they say curiosity killed the cat. So me being the curious little, fucking 6-year-old I was or whatever, I swim closer and closer to it, right? And looking back, I can hear the fucking Jaws music just playing in the background. I'm like, dun, dun, and so like I start swimming closer and closer to it, and it starts like slowly
Enhancing.
slowly coming into focus, right? And it starts like, okay, so it becomes this blurry mess, and it becomes this cylinder-shaped thing, and I'm just like, what the fuck is a cylinder-shaped thing doing in the swimming pool, right? And so I get closer, and then I'm literally like, so the shit's there, right? And so I literally was just like, and then I like when it when it fully came into focus, and I could, obviously when I'm this close, I can see the entire fucking detail and everything, right? Like
you're like 2 inches away from a piece of shit.
Yeah, I can, like you can see the fucking texture of the shit right now. Like that's how detailed it was in my mind. I let out the biggest underwater scream I had of my fucking life. It was literally like a fucking horror movie when I'm just like, ah!
You know what the that's such a good story.
It's such a great story.
The weirdest time that there was a shit in the pool, and this happened only twice while I was there, and I was just completely confused at how there was a shit in the pool.
Yeah.
And I still to this day cannot figure out what happened. Right? So I'd love some scientists in the chat to explain what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
So they would do this thing at my pool where they would have like how to learn how to kayak. So they would let like 6 people.
Like in the pool.
Yeah, they would let people. They would put 6 kayaks in the pool and just let people kayak around it. And I don't know how this happened, but after the kayakers left, there was a shit in the pool. Now they're in kayaks. How did it get in the pool? Did some of them just window out, like put their butt out just for a second, just like squeeze it out? How does that happen? How does there shit in the pool after kayaks? Does anyone have an idea of how this happened? Because we were all completely confused, and luckily it was the end of the day. But we were just like, "How is there shit in the pool?"
You're like looking back on like the security footage cameras, like we gotta find the exact moment where the poop came out.
We wish we had security footage to fucking analyze if someone had done a cheeky shit. Did they bring it and drop it in? Like, did they do it in the kayak and then just fucking scooch it in? Like, what happened? To this day, I wake up in cold sweat wondering how did that shit get in?
Were they like adults in the kayak?
No, it was just like 15, 14, 13-year-olds.
What 15, 14-year-old is like, I'm a shit in this pool?
Kids are fucking weird, man.
Kids are weird.
But you think like after like the age of 12, you think like
nah, dude.
there is like a mental stop in my brain to be like, no, pooping in the pool is bad. I probably should.
Some kids are so dirty though. They don't give a shit.
Gross.
Yeah. I mean, like even just pissing in the pool, right?
I've done it.
Everyone's done it.
It's something
I'm
we
not
don't.
going to pretend like I don't piss in the pool.
It's something that we don't like to admit, but of course everyone's done it.
Everyone does it.
Right, Meilyne?
Never.
Right, Meilyne?
Sometimes
It's like smelling your own fart. Everyone
sometimes
does it.
you just get in the pool and you realize, fuck, I need a piss.
Yeah.
I just got in.
Yeah, I don't want to get out.
I'm not getting out. I'm going to piss. Everyone else is doing it. We're all just drinking each other's piss anyway.
This pool is massive. No one will know.
It's got chlorine in it for a reason.
Wave it around a bit.
Or whatever it is.
What?
It's a fucking pool, Meilyne.
It's a public pool, Meilyne.
Public pool is basically piss. Why do you think they put so much fluoride in it?
Michael Phelps says he pisses in the pool. If Michael Phelps can piss in the pool, I can piss in the pool.
Yeah, it propels him, right? It's like an extra jet engine.
He is the gold standard of swimmers. If he can piss in the pool, as far as I'm concerned, I can piss in the pool.
It's like a jet propel, right? It's just like through here.
You know, I'm not shitting in the pool. You know, I'm not doing that. Come on.
Big difference between pissing and shitting in the pool.
One of them evacuates the pool. The other one is the thing everyone else is doing. It's not a problem. Whatever.
Exactly.
I will not have to justify pissing in. I don't piss. I don't just get in every pool and I'm like, I'm done. It's pissing time.
I'm about to piss.
All I'm saying is that, you know, if you got a wetsuit on or something, it's like, you know what? I'm going to make myself warm.
You know who else pisses in the pool though? Our patrons.
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
All of these people definitely pee in the pool.
They definitely piss in the pool. Look at all these lovely people right here.
Look at all these lovely pool pisses already. But if
We've gone from fucking spicy food to fucking pissing in the pool. Welcome to an episode of Trash
Sounds like
Taste.
a Trash Taste episode to me. But hey, if you'd like to join the Patreon, then make sure to go over to patreon.com/trashtaste. Also follow us on Twitter, send us your memes on the subreddit, and if you hate our faces, listen to us on Spotify.
Yeah, and I think that's everything for today, right, lads? We've had a
It is indeed. It is indeed.
pretty colourful episode today.
I don't even remember what we fucking talked
I don't
about.
remember what we
Somehow
talked
always
about.
mention shit. What the fuck's wrong with us?
I'm glad we ended it on what we usually ended on, which is poo-poo pee-pee stories.
Poo poo pee pee. Poo poo pee pee stories.
Exactly.
If you didn't know, we have Trash Taste After Dark, where we occasionally stream live on Twitch and the VODs get uploaded to that YouTube channel. So,
Yeah, so if you'd like to check out our Twitch and also After Dark channel, check out the description below.
Thank you so much for watching, gamers.
Yeah,
See you soon.
and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.